Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to another episode of SEN Live. Really excited to be sitting in today with a great crew we got going on for SEN Live. We're going to talk about so many things. Hey, you can go see a movie, and then 17 days later, you can order it at your house. So much happening in the world here that we're going to talk about here from the world of entertainment and film and television news. The Emmys had nominations yesterday. I'm sure a lot of people are pissed off about that, too. So let's get into all of it today here on SEN Live. Remember, Streamlabs, Superchats, the Schmobot, all of that is on. Keep supporting the show throughout the show. We're gonna remind you like every 20 minutes to do it. So just get ready for that. But let's meet everybody who's joining us today. Obviously, I'm sitting in with Christian Harloff, and I'll tell you why in just a second. I am the outlaw, John Rocha. Over there is the man who rules Twitch by day and night, Ben Goddard. How are you?
Hey, good morning, everybody. How we doing today?
How we doing?
Brett
Sheridan got 12 hours of sleep, and he's like depressed. I don't get it. Most people can't get 12 hours of sleep. Brett, how are you?
It's weird. It's no matter how long you lay down, you eventually will get tired again.
Yep.
That's right. It sounds good. And of course, the beautiful, lovely Sabrina Ramirez. How are you, Sabrina?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Happy to be here.
Right on. And the man who ruled, well, I don't want to say rules, but the man who, let's see, the one of the three members of the rulers of the podcast airwaves now, the meaning of over there, RB3. How are you, my man?
Hey, happy to be here. Happy to be here, y'all. Happy to be here. First cut live tonight at 6 o'clock. Make sure.
Oh, yeah. Who we got tonight?
I think it's
Let's
a new
go.
record. I think it's a record right there.
First 30 seconds, you got to get it off the gate. Viewership's at the highest. Yeah.
It's not enough that his name mentions the meaning of. He's plugging early
Right.
already. Huh?
Yeah.
I can't say much either, though. I can't say much about my my Zoom name either, though.
Yeah,
Are you going to be doing it
promote.
too? Are you going to be plugging as well?
Oh no, I let my my product speak for itself.
You zoom me out. I don't know what that's
All right.
like. Hashtag Outlaw Nation. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we get into anything today and get into all the news and everything like that, I just want to tell you guys, Christian Harloff was on an awesome podcast yesterday with Bert Kreischer. He was on the Bertcast is what it's called. And he was on there as a guest, talked about the Schmodown, talked about so many things. And he was a fantastic host. Bert Kreischer was obviously because he's got that podcast he does well on. But Bert and him talked about the old FSU days, talked about the Schmodown. And one of the things Christian asked me to do is to have you guys go over to that. And I think the details are in the description. Go over to that after the show, listen to it, leave a comment. He's trying to show the power of the Schmodown community. So this is the Schmodown Entertainment Network. And guess what? We're going to talk about the Schmodown on here. So go over there and leave a comment. He wants to see if we can get to 300 comments on there to show him the power of the Schmodown community. Put a hashtag Schmodown on your comment or whatever just to make it stand out. So go over there and listen to him. Him and Harloff talked about the old days of FSU and all of that. So it's a fun conversation for sure.
And them doing this is how we get people like Jericho and Kevin Smith and all these names. I mean, let's get the word out there.
Absolutely. And it's insane how many people from this entertainment community are from Florida State.
Yeah, man.
Like, you went there too, right, Rocha?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I actually graduated. We trained down there to talk about things because there's nothing else to do in Tallahassee but to talk about things. So, we're just trained to naturally have the gift of gab and try to do things. Although, it's all varying degrees of success. And certainly Christian has done a great job with the Schmodown Entertainment. Bert with his Bertcast is doing a fantastic job as well. And, hey, I had Christian on last week on the Outlaw Nation show. So you do what you can. So it's a great thing. So go listen to it, give it some love, and leave some comments and some likes and what have you. All right, Ben, let's get into it.
Okay, so remember a while back, AMC and Universal had a feud because AMC, Universal, was like, hey, we're going to put our movies in theaters. Yeah. Meanwhile, simultaneously putting them on demand, and AMC was like, nah, fam. So they have come to an agreement to where now Universal is going to have their movies in theaters for 17 days before they are legally allowed to put it on VOD. In the coming weeks, the two companies will begin discussions of international distribution agreements in the countries in Europe and the Middle East served by AMC. Yeah. So this ends a months-long feud between these two companies. I know AMC has been really struggling, obviously, with the COVID stuff. So how do we feel about this in general? 17 days in theaters. Yeah. Now, even I wonder how long this agreement will last outside of COVID times. But if it stays the same, are you still going to go out to see something maybe I'll go see that, or maybe I'll wait 2.5 weeks to see it at home?
Well, that's interesting that it's 17 days because that's about how much time it starts. You start showing signs of COVID after contracting it. So what'll be good for them is that they can get the people in the theater, give them COVID, and then they can go home and then buy more at home.
Yeah, perfect.
You nailed it on the head there, Brett. And nothing gets by the great Brett Sheridan. I'll tell you that. He
get him on both sides. Get him going out and get him in quarantine.
His brain's like a fishnet, just catches it all. This is the thing that's also interesting, and they didn't put in the headlines, of course, because it's more attention grabbing. It goes 17 days, but the theaters will get a cut of some of the VOD money as well. That's why they made the deal. They're going to get a percentage of some of the VOD money, so it works out. Now, this is going to kill probably the smaller independent movie theaters. I think eventually down the road it will absolutely suffocate them, and it'll either be 99-cent theaters or the big blockbuster multiplex theaters. I don't think you're going to see something like what we have with the NoHo 7 or the Lemley stuff. Some of the smaller chains, they might get squeezed by this. If this starts to be the industry standard for all the studios, not just Universal, this could spell trouble for a lot of those people staying alive as a theater. Period. Yeah. What do you think?
Well, to me, I don't know if it's okay for me to jump in here, but
man,
I personally, this has a lot of positives and a lot of negatives, right? Mm-hmm. The positive side is that yes, it does give theaters another viable form of income that people might become, because of quarantine, people might become more comfortable and more accustomed to watching video at home. So it gives them another stream of revenue. That's good. The bad side is that, like you said, the small theaters are going to have a really hard time. I think, some people are calling this the end of cinema, or like the beginning of like the commercialization of it. But if you really look at it, the whole industry's kind of just been collapsing on itself in and of it, like all the time. Like Regal's been buying mad chains, AMC's been buying mad theaters. Like it's all just been heading towards this direction. And just like what COVID did, like with the whole country, it just sped the whole process up. It sped up the economy downfall. It sped up, the Medicare crisis, and this is speeding up the death of smaller theaters, which is really sad and unfortunate. But you kind of hope that maybe even though this is a Universal deal, maybe some of the smaller studios, maybe like Focus Features, has a little bit more of an extended time, because that's where really these independent movies like thrive at. Are like smaller theaters. So maybe hopefully independent movies get a little bit of a separate deal. I think is good to promote blockbusters and all that kind of stuff. I mean, like you said, John, the real cheap ones, the 99-cent ones, they're not going to go anywhere, because people will still rather pay $1 than to pay $20. Right. Like,
they'll
people,
wait.
People will rather wait. So that's not going anywhere. But like you said, like the more, I guess, the more mom and pop movie theaters are the ones that are in trouble here. So I really hope for the best, but I think at the end of the day, I hope these theaters can maybe cut a deal with these studios. Maybe they could get in those kind of conversations, but it'll be kind of hard. So I don't know.
Yeah, Sabrina RB3's talking about it here. I mean, the chain's hanging low. What's your feeling about this whole situation? Do you like this idea, or do you think it's the death knell as well?
Well, I'm happy that like mommy and daddy aren't fighting anymore. We're not seeing these headlines go back and forth from like theaters and like everything. So I'm happy kind of resolution, and there are pros and cons, so they're benefiting in certain ways. But it is really sad because we kind of live in this bubble because we're in Los Angeles and we have a lot of smaller theaters, but they're successful because they're easily accessible. We have a bunch everywhere. It's really easy to get to all of them. But throughout the rest of the country, that's definitely a concern. So I just hope people keep going out to the movie theaters once it's safe and giving them the business that they deserve before they just choose to sit at home. But I know that's probably not going to be the case because VOD numbers have been doing very, very well. We're constantly seeing headlines like, for this distribution company, this broke records, Hulu's breaking records. I know that's not shown in the theaters, but I think Palm Springs was supposed to have a small theatrical run, but they didn't have to worry about that. They still did very successful. So I just hope still people choose to go give theaters their business because especially the smaller theater chains like need it the most.
Look at Bill and Ted 3, Ben. I mean, that's coming out on VOD. They didn't want to push it or wait, and that's going to come out. And if that's an explosion because people are desperate for new content, it doesn't really give you an accurate gauge of what people are interested in going forward. But this could be the norm now. More people are working from home. More companies are like loving the idea of employees working from home. More situations are kind of adjusting to this new normal, because it doesn't look like it's being alleviated anytime soon. So if this bleeds into 2021, at some point, I think someone had to make a deal here just to survive on both sides. This isn't just the theaters, the studios themselves. If no one is paying for your product other than the VOD stuff, then you're going to glut the VOD market, and then the profits will drop as well, don't you think?
Well, that's what I'm wondering is, do they have to release in AMC theaters for 17 days? Because, with all the, we talked about Oscar movies, like they always like just cram them in the last 2 months. And sometimes it's just at the ArcLight in LA and the ArcLight in New York. And literally that's it.
Yeah.
Just so they're eligible. So does it just have to be at the ArcLight for 17 days? Like 1917 didn't really come out at AMC until like early February, late January, or something like that.
Mid-January.
Yeah. And so like by that time you've probably seen it, and then okay, it comes to AMC. Okay, I'll just wait another 2 weeks for it to come out on VOD. Right. Or like, and so it can be like a good and bad thing that maybe more people will see these smaller movies, like maybe go see Moonlight, maybe go see like Palm Springs if it got a theatrical release of like, in 17 days, 2 weeks later, I hear it was great. Let's rent that.
Right. And I imagine, sorry, I do imagine there would be some sort of deal that would happen where, like, if a movie is successful in that 17 days, it might get extended, right? Like, when you look at movie theater math, the longer a movie's in theaters, the less of a cut the studio gets and the more of a cut the movie theaters actually get. Yeah. So that's why movies like Moonlight Kingdom do better for like theaters than something like Avengers does, because when they open weekend for Avengers, literally Disney takes 90% of that money. Yeah. Whereas for like Moonlight Kingdom being in theaters, it gets like a long period of time of it being there. So there might be a situation where AMC might be like, hey, like this is doing really well. Let's just keep it here for a little longer. And let's hold off on the VOD release. And then I'm sure the studio might find a way to be okay with that too. So I don't know. I'm hoping for the best. I'm just trying to be optimistic. But yeah, it's tough to read for sure.
Yeah. I mean, this is just Universal. So as Sabrina pointed out here a few seconds ago, the idea of, are there going to be other theaters? Is this going to be mom and dad fighting all over again with a new mom, a new dad? Is this going to be happening with every studio? Are we going to have this negotiation? I wonder, because Netflix right now and Amazon Prime, Hulu, and all these streaming services have been coming out. They're desperate to bring up new content for people to devour. So is there going to be a hesitation to necessarily put these movies out in the theater too?
Universal has Trolls, and I'm trying to think of what other like family films they have. They've got like Bond coming out and Fast and Furious and stuff like that. But like if Disney does this, if it says in 2 weeks Toy Story 5 is going to be at home, the theaters will be empty.
Or Soul,
or I guess Soul, or like in whatever Pixar movies next and stuff like that. Theaters will be empty. Like I don't get press screenings, so I'll go see it Thursday night to get my review up, and it's packed. Like I saw Frozen 2, and it was a packed IMAX theater full of kids that freaked out when Josh Gad walked in the room and did his Olaf voice. That's not going to happen if in 17 days mom's going to be like, no, I'm not taking my 4 kids out and buying 4 $20 tickets, and then 4 popcorns, 4 drinks, 4 candies. We're gonna go get some 99-cent popcorn from Ralph's. We're gonna sit at home and we're gonna watch this.
Brett, you're the dad on this panel. You tell me, like, if you heard that Disney was gonna drop a movie 17 days later on VOD, would you take your kids to go see it in the movie theater?
Well, just to go back to pre-COVID, I don't take my kids to a movie theater. Like I already was to that point where it was like, for me to take my wife and 2 kids to go see a film, it was like $50-$60, and that's sometimes before even buying popcorn, because we'd go to whatever was available at AMC, and sometimes it's like $12-$13 a piece. I don't, maybe the math isn't there. Maybe we did buy 1 popcorn and split a small water. Right. But yeah, it's just
the way to do it.
No, it's my turn to sit.
It was already expensive for us, so you're damn right. If I could get it for $20 at home, I would do it. And to be honest, my kids don't really care much about the big screen experience, and I would I think that's because when we were growing up, we had small little crappy televisions, and now people have flat screens, and ours isn't that, but people have like 75-inch flat screens. You're going to a theater in your home, basically, as far as proximity to the screen. So I think this is kind of something that was going to happen eventually and is now happening faster than it was going to.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. When I had Rachel Cushing on a couple of weeks ago in Outlaw Nation, she told me Sam Levine had just bought an 87-inch television for their house. And I'm like, 87 inches? And I mean, I thought at 65 I was pushing the boundaries. 87, I can't even conceive of an 87-inch television in my house.
Our living room's small enough that our 46-inch LCD that I bought 10 years ago is still amazing to me. I'm still like, can you believe the quality?
Yeah.
46 inches. Oh,
well, even you look at like,
I help you, man.
You look at 4K. I mean, 4K TVs the standard. Most theaters don't even do 4K like projection. Most of it's like 2K. So you really, you're actually literally getting better quality at home. But there is a kind of like a nostalgia thing to the theaters for sure, and that's why I personally was an AMC A-list user, and the whole situation with AMC A-list also makes me curious with this Universal deal, because the whole idea with A-list is that like, hey, they'll pay, like the AMC, the company, will pay the theaters the money for the tickets that are being used. But in exchange, we get a lot of money from like concessions and like all this stuff from people coming frequently, right? Now, if the movies aren't going to be there in 17 days, are people going to come as frequently? Are people not going to be as interested in paying a monthly fee for a membership? So that just gets me wondering too. I mean, I think it'll be good for like the short term for 2020 and 2021, where there's going to be so many movies coming out where the theaters are always just going to be packed out. But I think post that point, it really gets me wondering if an AMC A-list is even going to be worth it if they're not going to be showing movies for an extensive period of time.
Yeah. And I don't know if there's any truth to the rumor that this isn't going to happen until they release Tenet in New York and LA. That Christopher Nolan is holding it hostage until they release Tenet, I think, even through his own.
I was like, that was a joke, right?
No, I'm terrible at telling him. It
was just such a wonderful deadpan delivery.
It's Wednesday. Fuck you, Brett. It's Wednesday.
No, but like that's the thing is that it wouldn't surprise me.
I know.
It wouldn't surprise me. Have you read the headlines from this year?
Hostage.
Like that'd be the most mild 2020 headline, is that Christopher Nolan put a gun to Universal's head and said, "You released my fucking movie."
It will be the first.
17 days, bullshit, motherfucker. All right, anyway. All right, guys, just a reminder, and ladies, the Super Chat, the Streamlabs, we need them, and the Schmobots. Send the Schmobots in. It's turned on. Send your Schmobots. What do you think about this situation? Are you kind of worried for theaters? Do you work at a theater? Are you concerned about your local theater there in town? And that's another possibility, too, is those local theaters for, like, the smaller towns, maybe those go out of business because of that situation, too, and you'll have to drive like half an hour or 45 minutes or an hour to go see these movies. Will that affect the box office overall? We just wait until it comes out on VOD. So let's hear from all of you what you all think. All right, do we have to read anything? Do we have a product, anything today?
No, just what I brought up before. Go get some of that merch and use it for mirth. Remember?
Yeah. We've got David B's music, guys. All the theme songs are up. All the Schmodown faction theme songs are up from David B. We've got brand new Flirt and Flouse merch with your favorite German pop star on the big old face of a shirt, and then we've got season 7 merch as well. It's the new era, and we called it the new era before we realized it was going to be completely online, but new era still fits. I still really like it, and I do have a new era shirt, and I really, really like it.
Cool. There you go. Good endorsement there, Ben. I really, really like it.
I really, really like it. It's really
nice
soft.
And soft.
It is soft. We've had a bunch of Ray Fisher talk about Joss Whedon coming out against
Ray Fisher.
For different reasons, but Vinnie Jones, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch, and I love that they credited Midnight Meat Train, which is one of the best movie titles of all time.
It is.
But he was talking about his role as Juggernaut in X-Men: The Last Stand. Quote, "I love the role, but hopefully you can effing put it right there. I basically got mugged off. Matthew Vaughn signed me up, and it was a great role and a great script. And Juggernaut was a great character. I signed up for 3 of them, and that will show you how serious I was about it. Brett Ratner basically dissolved the character. I was in my effing trailer half the time. It was the most disappointing jobs I've ever been on, you know. What am I doing here? It wasn't the same Juggernaut as I signed on for. They took his storyline away. They'd taken his character away, his dialogue. I had 2 big meetings with Brett about it, and he said, yeah, it's coming. They're writing stuff for you as we speak, and it never effing happened, end quote.
Yeah, it's not a surprise at all that Brett Ratner was an asshole to an actor. Lord knows a lot of people talk about.
_Lee donated $20.
There we go.
Then what happened to your headset?
Oh, this is my gaming headset. I just didn't feel like. I have my headphones right here, but these are comfortable.
Yeah. Trust me, those are. You should get the Bose. Plug.
Everybody else has the same kind of headphones I have on, but I'm the only one getting called out about it. Okay.
I got these little. They make you buy these little fancy little film ones at UFC. Like,
oh yeah,
I hate those Sony ones, man.
Yeah.
They bear on my ears. They rip it apart. Yeah. Anyway, it's not surprise. What they say? Okay, so no surprise that Brett Ratner was an absolute jerk to an actor. You hear all those things about him. Sometimes he's not the easiest guy to get along. I think he was caught up in the Me Too stuff as well. So no surprise. But Vinnie Jones, listen, in the future, Goddard, if you're going to do Vinnie Jones, you got to do Vinnie Jones. I signed up for 3 movies, and this son of a bitch, I had 2 fucking meetings with him, and he fucking killed a character. So fuck Ratner right there, fuck him in the ass. That's how you got to say it, because that's how he really meant it. That's how he talked about it, So, and it's true, but I mean, like, Ratner just destroyed that version of X-Men as much as possible in that Last Stand, even though, ironically, it was the highest grossing of those 3 X-Men movies. The fan reaction, the critic reaction was so strong that they kind of stopped him for a while. So no surprise that Vinny got screwed over here. His part was really small, and Juggernaut is a big part of the villains of the X-Men. So to have him, because he's I think he's Xavier's half brother, brother. So to have him be kind of like dismissed a little bit. And I wonder though if maybe they looked at the dailies and they're like, yeah, Vinny, maybe we overreached here with what you can do as an actor in this character.
Lee donated $20. You're wearing the new Logitech duct tape 5G 35S?
What?
Logitech duct tape?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, there's like a cushion at the very top, and it fell off, so I had to duct tape.
Oh my god!
And RB3, did they teach you to use duct tape in film school, or is that an absolute travesty?
No, I mean, I use duct tape all the time. So.
Gaff tape, motherfucker.
Oh, that's right.
No, you go. Sorry, go ahead. No, sorry. Okay, I'll go. Y'all, I'm officially a homeowner. Sounds silly, but I want to thank you all for all the entertainment you give me. Feels like I couldn't have done all this work without send time to rewire the front room.
Nice.
Whoa.
What's his name? Who is this? What's his name?
My anus is bleeding.
All right.
Congrats, man.
Congratulations.
Congrats. Hey.
Listen, now that you've got a house, let's address the bleeding anus situation, my man.
Hey, you got to put your priorities out there.
Right.
Fix your bleeding ass, get a house.
I get it, Brett, but you don't want blood all over that new house. There is
us in LA that we don't know what home owning means.
Yeah. What is this home you speak of?
Let's try it. Duct tape works for a bleeding anus, I've heard. All right, so suggest. So get it.
It leaves just to clear that up, duct tape leaves a very sticky residue, and gaff tape you can pull up your cables and things like that.
Wow.
That's Brett's pro tip for the day.
Brett was 100% correct. Brett was 100% correct.
We got 2 serial killers on the podcast right now. Jesus. All right, let's move on to our next situation.
You don't want to leave any evidence when you take it off their mouths.
No.
Morning Show is getting some rewrites. Has anybody watched Morning Show, the Apple show with Steve Carell?
I haven't.
No. Okay.
I saw.
This will be a quick one then.
Yeah.
All right. Quote, we shot 2 episodes before we shut down due to the pandemic, but I know they're also rewriting, which is crazy because that's what happened in the first season. They had a whole set of scripts and they rewrote everything to include the Me Too movement. And now we've got other larger global phenomenon to deal with. I don't know what they're doing, but I know they're rewriting. End quote. Yeah. So like we saw this, I mean, I can compare it a little bit to Newsroom where it would be set in the past and they did like, the big oil spill. What was that movie called? Horizon? No. The Mark Wahlberg, Peter Berg one.
Oh, Deepwater Horizon.
Deepwater Horizon. They did that info. They did the Boston bombing. Yeah. So like they set real life events just like a few years earlier so they could like talk about them. I don't know if this is what the morning show does, But it seems like, with Brooklyn Nine-Nine rewriting stuff with, all the police brutality stuff going on, this seems like it's going to be a trend for TV shows and most likely movies whenever those go back in production of really addressing these real world issues. Does this make you more interested? No one's on the panel has seen Morning Show. Does this make you interested at least to try it out?
I didn't hear good things about the first season, at least the first 4 episodes. And then apparently it's one of those, right? You got to get through the first 4 episodes apparently, and then it really kicks in.
You just got to get through the first season.
Just get through the first 2 seasons, then it really picks up.
Then it really
you know what? Ignore the first season. Just start at season 2. That's the Parks and Rec one. But yeah. And by the way, I'm writing down Ben Goddard, not good at Peter Berg films. Writing that down. So
I always forget his name. I always forget Peter Berg's name. I know exactly who
That's
he
good
is.
to know. 5 points.
I know everything he's directed, but I always forget his actual name.
Yeah. So this isn't. I don't watch morning show, but I know obviously the premise is it is a morning show with these anchors. And my curiosity is if Duplass, and I love Duplass. Like we're on a rewatch of The League right now, and I absolutely love him in the show. And his brother, they do great documentaries as well. If you haven't seen In the Wild Country, that's an awesome documentary.
That's crazy,
right?
Wild Country's crazy.
That's it. Wild Country.
Wow.
Sorry.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, that's him, Duplass and his brother Jay, and they also did something with Elizabeth Moss a few years ago too. Great stuff. But I wonder, and RB3 and Sabrina and Brett and Ben, what do you guys think? Would they have the guts to put one of their main characters in a Black Lives Matter or All Lives Matter situation where they're not 100% on board with this? Or would they put them in a situation where they would harass somebody, and really, because it's easier to do it with a secondary character. It's easier to do it with a minor character and have, the big characters like school them and teach them a lesson. But do they have the guts to make it one of their main characters and make it a storyline through the season where they're trying to, understand or figure out the situation, their opinions on it, and where it stems from? What do you guys think?
Well, for one, what gets me curious if they are changing things to fit like this whole Black Lives Matter thing is like if, for one, I don't know much about the show. I watched the pilot, so that's my familiarity with it. I didn't really get it. I didn't really get the hype behind it or whatever. But
are there any black characters on the show?
That's what I was gonna say. I don't remember having any black. So are they just gonna write in black characters? Are they gonna is it just gonna be like one of those like white savior films or one of those mystical black Negro movies where like the one black character swoops in magically and teaches them a good lesson? Like, I don't want to see that.
It's the weatherman.
Yeah, exactly. So
it'll be Al Roker.
Oh,
you magical mystical Negro
all you white
Al
people,
Roker.
There's a storm coming.
He just writes in graphic BLM on the hurricane.
Yeah, no. That'd be terrible.
Son of a bitch, Rocha.
I'm just saying. I only say that because Al Roker today was in an interview. Sorry, RB3. Al Roker said in an interview because he's promoting a new book, how he confronted racism when he was a young weatherman in Syracuse. So very interesting. So I just meant that as a kind of a comment as well. So go ahead, RB3. Sorry.
No. But that's what would get me curious. And then I would also wonder, like, if they're going to address Black Lives Matter, are they also addressing COVID? Because if you actually watch the news like today, like people aren't in like actual studios. Like they're literally one anchor's in the studio and one anchor's at home, and that's how all the news are doing it essentially. So it's like, I wonder if that's going to be their angle. I just wonder like what kind of approach they're going to take to it. I personally, this is the only Apple TV thing I've seen besides, I also saw a movie, The Banker, with Samuel L. Jackson and
How was that? Because that had a little controversy around it too.
Yeah, controversy. I mean, the controversy wasn't really about the movie itself, about the like producers and stuff. But it was a cool movie. It was a cool little biopic if people want to check that out.
Nice.
Yeah, but.
What do you guys think?
Cheryl_Dick_Pants donated $20.
Thank you.
The black weatherman is Ollie from Family Guy. It's gonna rain.
I love that.
Yeah, but I honestly agree with RB3 about just kind of like the way they approach it, because something that a lot of people find with the content that they watch is that they kind of get like an escape from reality, and we're kind of like, we're being entertained and we're still learning something. So I don't want them to go like surface level. I don't want them to be superficial about it. If they're going to approach these topics, I actually want them to go deep into it.
Yeah.
how many people are going to want to watch something that's like full pandemic as we're still in the pandemic. Like, I don't know when this will come out, but I'd be curious to see that. It makes me a little more enticed to see it because I wasn't enticed at all to watch the but if they're approaching like really important topics and they're actually doing a really great job at it, I would like to see it.
Well, yeah. What do you think, Brad? Did you watch any of this?
Yeah, I haven't seen any of it, and I think you know what you're saying is like it's hard to also comment on something I've never seen, but if RB3 saw it and it doesn't seem like it's something that would fit with this necessarily, then I doubt they would actually delve that much because it seems like it wasn't very edgy in the first place, and then suddenly it's just going to come in season 2 and just get ultra edgy and COVID and Black Lives Matter. I don't know if they, you know, but maybe they do, but it's hard to comment on it, I guess.
That's the thing, like the most famous quote, like the famous like scene from the newsroom was the opening scene of Jeff Daniels saying like America isn't that great right now, we have so much to work on, and it won him an Emmy for it. And so it kept that same thing of just like being critical, and it had the benefit of like, you know, hindsight, because they were talking about past events. You know, it was set in like 2011 or 2012, I can't remember. And so if the morning show just like, you know, does like a total flip where Jennifer Aniston like Black lives do matter. It's like, no, I don't want. That's not like, you're not talking about the issues. Like you're just doing it for like, hey, come look at us. We care about issues. It's like it doesn't seem very genuine.
Or God forbid the Sandra Bullock in Crash, right? You know, I'm just going to be insulting to my maid, and then all of a sudden get woken up because I have foot pain. All of a sudden I can figure out what the hell's going on.
My maid was the only person here for me. You really are a person.
Oh my God, you're not 3/4 of a person. You're really a human being. Fuck that noise. This is, and you look at morning show too. Morning show's 3 white leads, isn't it? It's Reese Witherspoon.
All Might donated $20. Just gonna plug that everyone should check out Sabrina's Patreon. A couple days ago, she and Brandon Hannah had the drunk watch along of Cats, and she
how was
that pile of kitty litter fun. There's an A24 video going up on Friday on there, so check it out.
Hey,
nice.
A24 Avengers right here.
Yeah. Exactly. No, that was a lot of fun. That was my first time ever watching Cats. I have no idea. I could not tell you anything that happened in that movie, basically. But
Nor can they.
Yeah, but we did a drinking game and everybody was watching along and it was so much fun. So yeah,
nice.
That was a good time.
Oh,
that was one thing I miss is like at Alamo Draft House, they would have like rowdy cat showing where they would like get everybody drunk and you could like just like throw kitty, like I think they passed out like glitter, which is supposed to be like the kitty litter or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Not kitty litter. What is it called? Catnip.
Oh yeah.
And like Emma Fife and Cameron went and they said it was amazing.
Sounds amazing.
I don't know how much alcohol you would need to actually enjoy the movie. By the end of it, I was kind of like, maybe I liked it. And then I went to sleep and woke up the next day and I was like, no, I did not.
After her 4th drink, Sabrina was like, well, actually, Cats.
You guys are
cinematic
young.
Masterpiece.
Right.
I was like, okay, Tom Hopper, whatever.
I had 3 mixed drinks before I walked into that movie. I still walked out an hour into it and drove home.
Someone actually mentioned that during my Patreon live stream. They're like, I wonder how this is going to be. Rocha left.
Yeah, I did. I looked at Roxy and I was like, and then I just walked out and I got in my car and happily drove home. And I never reviewed it because I was like, it's so bad. I'm not going to even waste my time with it. So there's not a, you know, because as you get older, time becomes super precious. And you're just like, do I really want to spend my time doing this shit? No, I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah.
Anyway, I agree with you guys. I mean, I hope they do, and I hope they have, because I mean, look, we have like I said, newsroom.
Garfield Ramirez donated $20.
Oh, perfect.
Sabrina, you know what's coming. Tilda Swinton in Trainwreck talking about jellicles. Anyone can join.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh no.
So, I watched Cuts the other day, and I was like confused because they kept talking about jellicles, but they never explain what a jellicle is. So anyways, I was just like, is this your one-woman show? Because I ain't got a ticket. And that was the end of that. And I just went to sleep and I woke up the next day a little hungover.
There we go. Wait, what
all right, from now on,
you're the opposite of Idris Elba, where your American accent is peeking through your British accent. Not Idris's British peeking through his Baltimore accent.
Yeah, that's like the one I could just, from Trainwreck, that became a thing on my Patreon where they kept asking me to do lines like Tilda Swinton and Trainwreck, because I was like, I think that's the only thing I can attempt. So
Yeah, and I didn't see any of this. I was
no, you got to do this, Tilda Swinton.
Yeah. Oh, that's how you switch it up.
Yeah, absolutely. From now on, you do the Vinnie Jones lines as well. That's a good accent.
We should go back and read those quotes for
Sabrina's impressions live within what other hand gesture? That's where you start. This is the starting place, and you take it to the vocal cords. So if it's this, it's one thing. This. Or if it's both hands, you watch out. She's going to lay something on you.
Yeah. Y'all don't want that right now.
Anyway, what I was saying was, and I'll probably get cut off again, but what I was saying was in West Wing and Newsroom, they don't explore the other side of it. And I hope with the morning show, I'd like to see liberal and conservative both presented so that we can have a more nuanced, complex, layered conversation. I'm tired of seeing one way doing it. Though I love West Wing and I'm okay with Newsroom. I want to see something more deeper, more complex, because I think that's essential. I think that's what's missing in our media nowadays and in these shows. I don't want to just see whipping one side. I want to see both sides equally presented and have the debates out there. And West Wing kind of attempted that in the last year or so when they were having the conservative side of things be just as strong coming at the Democratic side of things.
Well,
there's issues on both sides, man.
Well, yeah, I get that, but I don't know about the Newsroom, because the Newsroom, the dude was literally like, he literally said he was like a conservative, like the main character.
I felt that was kind of they brought that up in second seasons. Like, do you say you're a Republican so you can get away with saying bashing like Republicans?
Right. He rarely went after liberals. He rarely went after
liberals. It's like that. That's like some pity patty, like down the middle. Like if you're talking about, I want to see like an anarchist versus like a fascist in the morning. Let's just get crazy with it.
I don't think the morning show is the place for that.
It's
Witherspoon just like blood war paint.
Yeah.
Welcome to the 6 o'clock news, motherfuckers.
Yeah. That's what I want to see.
Champ Kind. The world is dead. Whammy.
Two anchors start the show. One will end it.
That was like an Alex Jones character. Just come out of nowhere.
I did love that the new Daily Bugle guy, what's his name?
J. Jonah Jameson?
J. Jonah Jameson. It was Alex Jones in Spider-Man Far From Home. Had the same exact setup,
basically,
like the piece of paper flying everywhere. Like I thought that was a great little reference.
All he was missing was taking off his shirt. All right, let's move on, man.
Train to Busan has officially got its USA release August 21st. Train to Busan presents Peninsula. That's the name of the sequel.
Nice.
Set 4 years after South Koreans' total decimation in Train to Busan, Jung Seok is a soldier who previously escaped the diseased wasteland and relives the horror when assigned to a covert operation with two simple objectives: retrieve and survive. Are we excited for this? The answer is yes.
All right, let's move on. This thing made really good money in China apparently, and in Korea where it was released. So this will be interesting in a post-COVID world. Will America gravitate to this? Was there enough of an underground swell of people liking this Train to Busan, which has been on streaming services for about 3 years now? Will they be excited to see the sequel and either download it or come out to see it at whatever theater they're showing it at? I wonder.
Yeah. I hope so. I'm hoping this gets a good life on VOD. I think it would. I think it sucks that it doesn't have few people saw it in theaters and now it's getting like the second life on VOD and now it's just going straight there.
Yeah.
And like we don't have a lot of word of mouth to help it out. But I'm really excited about it because the first one was great. Yeah. And I'm hoping like this one makes money like just off pure like, oh, it's like a Raid and Raid 2 kind of thing. Like the first one was just good and the second one's going to be even better.
Yeah. Well, I think the first one's already pretty iconic. Like, and I think a lot of people, I think it has gotten like a good American fan base behind it now, John. I think a lot of people have seen it and started talking about it. I know for me, at least, like we saw it in film school. So it's already starting to hit like people like from that kind of angle. So I think it's a really brilliant movie. I'm excited for the sequel. It has the same director too, which is really nice. And like you said, Ben, it could be like a Raid and Raid 2 situation where the first one's already great, and if the second one is even better, like it's all the more exciting. So I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
Yeah, I was excited for this one when they first started talking about it because Train to Busan is so good, and it had picked up that audience. I see it on film Twitter, and I just see it in this online film discourse that we all have. People are constantly mentioning it as one of their favorite like foreign films, one of their favorite international. So I think a VOD is like a good home just because it is when we think about theaters, which we kind of talked about earlier, it's a steep price to pay like per ticket. So we think about one household premium VOD. I think it'll find a good home there.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, what do you guys think of Train to Busan? Have you seen it, Brett?
No, I'm too busy banging through all of Keira Knightley's period pieces, but I'll put this one on my
phrasing.
Tying shoes through.
What is yikes? Oh, you banged.
You missed that one, Rocha. Sorry. I mean, my wife's got me on a Keira Knightley.
She does.
Anna Karenina. We did Atonement.
I'm so sorry.
He didn't miss it. He was there, Brett.
Yeah. And
Anna wasn't as cool as people say. Let me just say, it's a cool novel. I get it. You have to, like make some allowances.
I mean, set wise,
donated $20. Glad to be able to watch live today. Can I get Anaconda Bread explaining to Irish Rocha that his snakeskin masks are the best for COVID? Indignant white man can chime in too.
We'll save that one.
Okay.
I'm writing it down. Irish Rocha and white guy.
All
right.
White guy.
White guy. But yeah, I'm real excited for the sequel. It sucks that it's still a month away, but as soon as it's available for rent, I'm definitely renting it.
Yeah, it's starting to listen. As a person who gets access to these, I'm starting to get more and more emails bubbling up of offers to watch things early. Nice. So it feels like the studios are starting to slowly kind of get those wheels rolling. And I hope it's in time because yesterday CAA furloughed 275 workers at that agency, dropped 90 agents. So it's like, I don't know what's going to happen in the business going forward. If those people are going to come right back, I don't know, and some people are losing their benefits. Heard a certain place that had furloughed some of their production staff, just surprisingly took away their benefits and gave them no real warning except for 2 or 3 days before it's supposed to happen. So some of these places are doing it right and some of these places aren't doing it right. So
sounds like a situation you was just in, John.
I have no comment. Go ahead.
Well, as somebody who had the SAG benefits once in 2007, that it's really good. And I paid like $500 to have a child. Like that was my copay, So it wasn't fun losing that for the second child.
No,
but
how do you keep that, Brett? Like, how do you keep the SAG thing or whatever?
You have to make a certain amount of money, and I don't know what it is now because it's been so long, but I think it's over like $30,000 a year. At the time it was like.
They broke it into 2 levels, Brett. They have a level 2 and a level 1. And the level 1, I think you have to make, as Brett said, over 30,000 as an actor.
I went from 1 to 2, and it's still. I mean, I'm telling you, back then. Great. When I was in 1, it was $425 a quarter for health insurance for a family of, it was 3 at the time when we had my son, and then if I would have kept that, it doesn't, I don't think it went up much when you had another child. It wasn't that bad at all. Now we pay like $400 a month, I think, through my wife's work. So it's a considerable difference.
Well, we don't get you back in.
I'm not upset about it.
We're gonna get you back in SAG. All right.
I mean, you could get it through with AFTER and SAG together, so it's so much easier now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Not that there's any jobs out there, but yes, they are. Anyway, go ahead. What's our next thing?
So we've seen Netflix do this with Black Mirror Bandersnatch and a Kimmy Schmidt film, but DC is coming out with a brand new short interactive Batman Death in the Family animated film. The film adapts the landmark 1988 Batman Death of a Family comic storyline in which fans voted by telephone, amazing, to determine the story's ending. Shut up, you, oh, you young little bitch. I just come down and smack you in the face for saying that. I called in. I was one of those people that called in at 18 years old, man. I did it. Operator, I'd like to vote for Batman, sir. You kill that little son of a bitch, Robin. See? He's a little punk. Jason Todd, I hate Los Angeles 629. Kill Robin.
Prince Tet wasn't promised donated $20. Hey guys, just curious, do you tie your own shoes or does someone else tie them for you?
Hey,
Oh my god.
Broker doesn't get that one. I don't know.
No, I don't. What does that mean? Is that a thing you guys said yesterday or something?
Or Sabrina didn't need either. You explain it to Sabrina, guys. I'm gonna go.
Yeah. I'll think I'll not get canceled today.
Yeah.
But no, like especially about this one, like, you know, it's got the history of people voting to kill Robin, which is crazy.
I did. I legitimately voted, Ben. I did call into this number and said kill Robin.
So first, before we talk about,
I didn't think they'd actually do it, and then they did it. And I bought the collection first issue of first. I have it somewhere back in my mom's
John's
house.
one of those guys on the firing squad that thinks that he got the blank. John thinks he got the blank. It wasn't my vote that killed Robin.
No, but it wasn't my vote that put it.
It wasn't my vote that killed Robin.
But I was happy to vote. So yeah, go ahead.
How much Ovaltine did you have to drink to get the?
Oh, you listen here, Graybeard. You can shut it up over there, Graybeard. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh shoot!
Just the fact that I knew the Ovaltine.
Christmas story, man. That's Christmas story.
Christmas story.
Your Ovaltine, mother. There we go. Yeah.
Bitch. So what do you think about like interactive? I still haven't seen Bandersnatch, but I heard it was a really like great success, and like people were going back and making different decisions and getting all those different alternate endings. How do we feel about this, especially for like a animated comic movie? I feel like you could do a lot of things with that.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Anybody excited about this?
Yeah, I really enjoyed how interactive Bandersnatch was. And it was one of those things that I spent way more time than I should have going back to every single point and seeing like, okay, if I choose this differently, like how does this happen? Right. So I don't know if they're doing it the same way where throughout the entire thing, there's like 50 different outcomes that you could possibly have. I don't know if they're going that route, but that's cool because people are spending time enjoying that content. I know it's difficult to make all of it, but if they go about it that way, I'm here for it.
What is Bandersnatch other than a word that I giggle at every time I hear it?
It's the show Black Mirror, and they made a movie, and on your browser, like he's like riding a bus and be like, oh, does he get off the bus or does he go to the next stop? Like, and then like it's throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, it gets dark.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I think that's right before we bumped off of Black Mirror because we saw one that was too disturbing. But I remember people talking about that, and yeah, it sounded fun. I don't know why we didn't do it. Maybe
it's
is
like
it still available.
Yeah, it's there. It's like a video game.
Still streaming.
It's like a video game. You know,
I love those kind of books. Those were the only books I ever read was Choose Your Own Adventure books.
Telltale has made like an entire career off of like that's a whole business model. They have like Game of Thrones decision-made games. They do have a Batman one as well, and Walking Dead is some of the most popular Telltale games, and they're great.
Right.
I saw the trailer for this yesterday because, like I said, I was around when this all went down, so I was excited to see them do it. I had no idea they were going to do it interactive. So when I saw the trailer, in the trailer they show you where they're going to put at least a couple of them, where they're going to put your choices, and there's 3 choices at every one of these spots. So you can choose.
Donated $20. Tying your shoes, a phrase used as a euphemism for oral sex. C. Taste buds going down.
Thank you, Web.
That one's mine.
And let's give them some context to make it less.
Let's give them a context. Yeah, they have to compete.
Yeah.
Who can tie shoes better?
Go down, Rocha.
Ready? And go. And canceled.
Hashtag tie shoes. Yeah.
No, Christian was watching.
Call in to see who vote for your favorite.
Oh my god!
Holy cannoli, Batman! Vote for who can tie their shoes better.
How is it I'm the one that's trying to right the ship? Oh, Christian watched Ace Ventura with his child, and there was a scene that was very suggestive, and he said, oh, she's tying his shoes, and that's where it became a euphemism. So it's not gross at all because it had a child involved. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
But yeah, just throw that fucking grenade in here and head out, Brett. Thanks for that one.
Oh, I didn't know that. All right, well, you got every parent's different. Every parent is different about how they explain that stuff. But yeah, I mean, you can choose a thing and go one way or another, and I find that to be very interesting because you couldn't do that in the comic book. In the comic book, it's just straight delivered because they voted this way, so that was the one they issued. And they did bring him back, and he's Red Hood in the series there. So, but this is interesting because now different choices, and the trailer says every choice will have new consequences. So I like that. It makes it more interactive, and we're all sitting at home anyway. So this is kind of a brilliant thing to do because people will have time to go through multiple, as Sabrina just said, multiple different avenues or paths in the animated film.
Yeah. As long as they don't use the same team as they used for the Killing Joke, that's all that matters. Because
the first 20 minutes that Killing Joke is crap.
Yeah, I mean the whole movie was
basically the entire thing.
Yeah. John, you were there at that Comic-Con panel when everybody started revolting against the creators.
Listen, I've never experienced anything like that at Comic-Con because we were all like, when the movie was over, we were like, that first 20 minutes was terrible. Yeah. Because they added that. They added that for the...
Yeah, they had to pad the runtime.
Yeah. And there's nothing... And they were trying to... Ironically, they were trying to correct what had been the complaints about Killing Joke as a graphic novel from people...
Yeah, being anti-feminine, women.
Right. Turning Barbara into what they turned her into and the Joker. Which, listen, personally, I didn't mind because he's the fucking Joker. He's going to do terrible shit. But I get the optics of it, and I understand why they wanted to make the changes. But those 20 minutes, bringing in a stock gay character made it so much worse. Having her have sex with Batman on the roof of the building made it worse for Batgirl. So to me, overall, I thought they messed that up. I thought the animation, once they got to the actual graphic novel, was great. But overall, it was a huge mistake. So, and then... when they showed it, I mean, everyone was asking these weird questions, but we were all like kind of talking to ourselves about how much we were like, shit, that was not good. Yeah. And then that woman's and Azzarello just lost it, man. It was, I was shocked to see how angry he was getting about the whole situation, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was crazy. Like I was watching, I was like, This is happening. This is like what they chose to do.
Yeah. When she took off Batman's stinger, I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah. I felt so bad because my friend JP Karliak is the voice of the gay guy. JP's a great voice. He's the voice of Boss Baby on those animated series. He's a great voiceover guy, and he was excited to be a part of this. And when the backlash happened, he was like, damn it. So yeah.
Well, anyway. it was so like just staring. He was like, "You go, girl." To Barbara about like hooking up with Batman. I was like, "This is just all bad." All right. Following up real quick, guys, about the AMC Universal deal. Cineworld came out and said, "quote: We do not see any business sense in this model. While we don't know the full details and we are always analyzing any move in the industry, we will analyze it." Okay. People need to be aware that the first big move from Universal is coming only in 6 months, so there's no pressure here, but we clearly see this as a wrong move at the time. Clearly, we are not changing our policy with regards to showing only movies that are respecting the theatrical window. Yeah. So that's the first. I have not heard of Cineworld. That's not shade. I just don't.
They own Regal Cinemas.
They own Regal. Okay, cool.
Which is the second biggest chain in the U.S. It's got over 7,000 screens.
So Regal's not following suit. Do you think that's, like you said, this is the second biggest theater chain? Yeah. Do you see anybody else like following suit or kind of like bending, like maybe like different theaters will have different things of like, oh, we'll release, Wonder Woman, but that's got to stay in theaters for 30 days, not 17 before it's on VOD or something. Do you think it'll be a case by case basis?
I think it'll be a case by case and studio by studio basis. Yeah. And I certainly think Cineworld has every right to be like, hey, hold on this, man. We're not going to jump in this just because AMC, who we're competing with, is making this decision. We're not just go ahead and follow and get in lockstep with AMC. We want to explore this a little bit more. So maybe there's a situation there to explore a little bit later for them, and maybe they'll make their own adjustments for how long they want the window to be and make their own deal. Because remember, Ben and everyone else on the panel, these are big companies. So what they're doing now is just
$20. Telltale Games has been making these for years, and their Walking Dead first season had me crying like a baby at the end. Also, Sabrina, I know has your friend, but I gotta call out Hannah saying the third act of Cats was strong. Ultimate heel move.
We were drunk. It was a decent third act.
Did you wow. She's still drunk, everybody.
Disrespectful.
Respect. Fair enough. Anyway, I think I was just saying that they're posturing for leverage so they can work out their own deal with the studios and with the theater, or with their theater as well. So they're not just going to do whatever AMC does. So this is gonna be a long road for the next few months for sure. I don't know what do you guys think? Anybody else?
Well, helpful, guys.
Good talk.
Well, I do think what's interesting is that AMC Theaters owned by a big Chinese company, Universal owned by big Chinese company. Maybe there's some business ties there. Yeah, that's what I'm theorizing. But I mean, again, like I hope that Regal doesn't participate in this model because it's ultimately just going to help. It's gonna be detrimental to smaller theaters. So
yep, agree. All right, what do we got next, Ben?
I'm looking up some stuff about David Goyer talking about the death of Zod in Man of Steel. Give me 1 second.
Well, shout out to David Goyer. We did an episode of Meaning Up Podcast about Blade this week, so be sure to check it out.
So good.
With our buddy Ed Greer. Really great episode, really funny, so be sure to check that out.
He didn't direct it. Stephen Norrington directed it, right, Rocha?
Right. The first one, yes, but Goyer did the third one, Trinity, which is horrific. Wesley's good. Wesley's good in the third one.
Yeah.
Well,
no one else.
Have you heard the behind the scenes stories that Patton Oswalt was telling about? It's amazing.
Oh, and by the way, I don't buy, Wesley. I would be pissed off too if I was the leader of this fucking franchise and you brought in a bunch of nerds to come in and try to make it cool. I would be kind of pissed off in my trailer as well. I can barely handle these young schmodown kids that come in thinking they rule the roost. Prove something first, because it was Patton Oswalt, Natasha Lyonne. Ryan Reynolds hadn't done a damn thing at that point. Jessica Biel coming off of Seventh Heaven.
The movie starts with Ryan Reynolds' narration too. Like it's a Deadpool movie. Like starts out
it really is
narrating. Like,
and Ryan is great when you put him in the right movie, like Deadpool or Van Wilder. Ryan really shines. But in something like this, I was like, these are two completely different attitudes to try to work together. And Parker Posey as a vampire is like, what? And so just a lot about
Parker Posey. It's such a strange casting. It's
right?
And in Superman Returns, I was like, what is happening?
Yeah. It's all so crazy that.
David Goyer, I think I got the final quote. He was talking about like the difference between like Nolan's Batman Begins and then like the Nolan produced Man of Steel. Quote, we took enormous swings with Batman Begins and The Dark Knight that turned out to be well received, but we were trying to tell a different kind of Superman story, a Superman story that hadn't been told before, and it required us taking some big swings. We talked about it. We talked about whether or not people would accept it, and the editorial staff at DC accepted it. It doesn't mean it was a mistake, and if you sit there and say, I don't want to take any risks, I'm worried I might offend a portion of the audience, I don't think that's a particular healthy way to make a film or television show. End quote. And I think he's specifically talking about, the third act, the destruction, the death of Zod. So what's your guys' take on this? Like, I know Rocha, like I do want to start with you because I know you're a big Man of Steel fan.
Yeah.
So how do you agree with Goyer about it? Like, do you think the tone worked for the movie?
I think it did. I absolutely think it did. And I went back at somebody the other day on Twitter about it because they were just like, well, it's not I missed the Superman with the curl, because I was talking about the Justice League stuff that they dropped the black suit. I loved the black suit. We got the 10 seconds we got. And so I tweeted it and someone's like, well, I miss my Superman who was like the Richard Donner with the curl and blah, blah. I'm like, that was great for that time. We were just coming out of Vietnam. People were angry at America. It was a perfect film to kind of get people to fall back in love with the country and do the Norman Rockwell approach to Superman. I get it. They skipped over a lot of what it would be like to actually be an alien from another country there are parallels you could make as an immigrant to this country. And so what I liked about Man of Steel is they actually laid into that, what it would be like to feel like an outsider, what it would be like to not want to draw attention to yourself, to just want to get along with everybody so that you don't get, brought out. I know some people get mad about it because Paul Kent was like, maybe you should have let him die. And it's like, oh, that's no, Paul Kent would never say that. This is a father in the Midwest who has a different point of view about the world. And you talk to people from the Midwest, and some of them, they get afraid of the government. They're afraid of what might happen if their kids get targeted or get explored. What would you really do if the government finds out your kid's an alien? They're going to take that kid from you and poke and prod that kid until they get what they need from him. And so those are those things you got to kind of put into the situation of what I felt Zack Snyder was trying to do with the movie. So I like that they took these swings. It's a different kind of Superman, and it still works. Mom and Pa Kent are still essential there to the whole story. So, I mean, that's my point of view.
Hey, it's a good point.
Free to disagree.
How would they make a Superman today when everybody's getting along and there's no injustice in the world? How'd they do that when all aliens are treated with...
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because again...
Stop it, Elmo! Oh, shit, I forgot to do that as Elmo.
We need some more Elmo impressions too. People putting that $20.
Yeah.
But when you speak on like the whole world as it is now and like how Superman could adapt to it. Again, I brought this up before, but just look at Captain America. I mean, Captain America is literally someone who you meet him in the first movie, super optimistic, has a super worldview, and then throughout the course of the Marvel movies, his viewpoint changes. And I think Man of Steel touches on that. It leans into that. But I think it does get a little bit distracted with like the violence and all that kind of stuff. So it's it's the whole question of style. How much style do you want in your films? Versus the level of substance. I think a lot of people's criticism of Zack Snyder's interpretation is that it had a lot of style. It made the violence look cool. It made it look kind of exciting, and I think that's why people have problems with it. But at the end of the day, I still think Man of Steel is the best DCEU movie, and I think it's a great origin movie in general. But I do see people's problems with it for sure.
Okay, what do you think, Sabrina?
Yeah, I never really disliked or loved Man of Steel when I first saw it, but I've come to kind of appreciate it and enjoy it a lot more, especially what we got coming afterwards in the DCEU. Yeah. And I get people's like qualms with it, but it's the same thing with what 3 said with the whole like style over substance. They are tackling this idea that can be something that's very
cocktail donated $20. Oh, I meant to no you go. Oh, it's me? Cool. Normally I only spend money to trash Bateman's weak eyebrows. But today I'd like the panel to all tell Brett one reason why you love him.
Hey.
Brett, you've kept me sane since November. Love you, man.
Yes.
Nah.
Nice. That's very
thank
sweet.
you.
All right, Sabrina, finish your point, and then we'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So tackling something that's like really complex. Brett, you're so funny. Tackling something that's so complex and with the style, with it being so like crowded with all this violence and everything like that, it just kind of doesn't really like dive into as much as I would like it to, being actually like deeper or more profound with those themes. I want to give it a rewatch because it's been a long time. But yeah, so I understand, but I think that people have grown to like it and have warmed up to it a lot since its release.
Well, I mean, you look at and Goddard, what do you think? I mean, look at I was rewatching Avengers last week, I think, and I'm watching that whole New York battle. I'm like, there is just as much damage, just as much people.
They don't focus on it like there is. Like, the problem.
I mean, when Hulk goes through that building and people are standing in their cubicles with glass flying everywhere
because he's
killing
them.
People.
Superman doesn't save a single person besides Lois Lane in that entire movie,
bruh.
Like
killing Zod, he saved the world, bruh. They were getting terraformed, bruh.
Like there's Superman Returns is a good movie, but the entire the big action scene of Superman Returns is him just going around saving everyone, grabbing the Daily Planet globe, stopping the fire, like preventing like all the cracks in the ground. Like you you need to have Superman physically saving someone, and besides Lois Lane, which they doubled down in Batman v Superman, where he literally kills someone to save.
I won't defend that movie
after Jimmy Olsen just gets shot in the face.
Who you don't even know is Jimmy Olsen unless you're watching the Ultimate Edition. Right.
And so it just like what RB3 said, like it made it like you can't have both things where like you're commentating on like, oh, this is what Superman would really do in like this paper world, but then like making it look cool, and then like having bodies being slammed up and down by the terraformer. It just seemed like he wanted his cake and he wanted to eat it too, like because Zack Snyder is a very stylistic director, and sometimes it really works, like with 300. Because like that is just like stylizing the violence, and like that's what the Spartans are about. But when you have a character like Superman, where he's supposed to be like, and we're literally the moment I always take away is when Zod throws the diesel truck at him. Superman would take that in the chest and be like, oh, let me stop this. But instead, he calmly moves out of the way. The truck explodes, and the entire building behind it, like, fully just goes, and they show the entire thing. I was like, okay, what the fuck?
They just 9/11 that joint, like.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you have building after building falling over it. Meanwhile, Perry White and, you know, the secretary and the other guy are, like, running, and I'm supposed to care about them. Meanwhile, like, and then he came out and said, oh, I think only like 5,000 people died in Metropolis.
I think that was the second they spoke about it and the second they addressed it in BVS and made it a central point of why Batman hates Superman. I was so incredibly mad. That's why they messed that movie up, in my opinion, because they made a big deal out of that. There are numerous films where you see destruction by these superheroes and they just don't focus on it. But your point is well made that I think a more seasoned Superman catches that. But remember, this is his first fight, his first time being a hero, and he's fighting someone who is as equally powerful and more experienced with those powers than he is. So he's going to make mistakes.
Rocha, when you get into a bar fight, do you say, let's go outside or let's trash this place?
I don't know. Depends on the day. Depends on the day. I'll be honest with you.
It's that simple that and even when I realize, like, he's saving his mom and, like, you know, he flies him right into Smallville. Like, right into Smallville, and they obliterate Smallville.
They killed that IHOP, man. That wasn't cool.
The IHOP.
Don't mess with my fresh and fruity, son.
Send in your schmobots to have Rocha do his local boy impression.
This takes me back to 2014, man.
Onshore flow, brah. Yo.
Yeah. This takes me back to 2013, those high school fights. Like, come on, bruh. Superman was just defending himself, bruh.
Yeah.
Come on, bruh.
And then you circle each other like this. You circle each other.
Yeah. What
then,
you
like,
mean?
Like, killing Zod, like, I realize, you know, he's, like, saving. But, like, he's got, like, the laser vision pointed at that one family. I'm like, stop. Like, you got to save these 3 people after you've let building after building after building be trampled and just, like half of them, and then he kisses Lois Lane in the middle of Ground Zero. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's the big red flag right there.
Love is love, man. Love is love.
I'm gonna have to see this movie. I'm gonna have to really check this out.
The heart wants what the heart wants.
But there,
what do
you
guys think? Send in your send in your super chat. Send in your schmobots, man. We're a little light today. Come on, people. You all got to support the show to keep us all coming back. You enjoy having us all come in, and people like Sabrina stopping in every once a week or twice a week. You know, we want to have more and more people coming in and having fun here. So please support the show. Send in your stuff. You can make fun of Ben Bateman's eyebrows, all that kind of stuff. Just send in
here to
the
defend
stuff.
himself.
Yeah, make fun of me. I don't give a shit. Put in the $20. I don't care. Let's do this. Let's have some fun. Get us to a better spot than we are right now. So go in and give us your opinions on it.
I'll start on the Streamlabs, guys, because that's all the news for today.
Okay,
looking at Dark Horizons and everything like that, and came across like the response to the AMC Universal and the Man of Steel stuff.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, send in some topics, because, you know, we look to you guys for topics for second half of the hour. Like, what do you guys want to do? Like, what choices would you want to make for a DC, choose your own adventure movie, stuff like that?
Mike donated $20. Honestly, the CGI tentacle monster in India in Man of Steel bothered me more than anything. Even in DBZ, they go to deserted areas to fight or get angry about innocents getting killed.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true.
Lucas Shashek donated $20. Sabrina, you can't just appear on this show and not set your name to your Patreon link.
Yeah, that's facts. I got you, Sabrina. Don't even worry about it. I got you.
Sabrina on film, baby. Check me out.
Let's go.
I love it. Plug.
This is just like me with email. I feel like the last one to get Patreon. Should I do one? Just
well, you started a Twitch channel, Brett, and then you didn't do anything with it.
It scared me. And then you're like, check out Discord. I'm like, what are all these bells and whistles? Whoa! Bells and whistles. There's so many buttons and hashtags.
He's like, I'm going back to my Keira Knightley.
Yeah, should I do Man of Steel or Pride and Prejudice tonight? That's
Pride and
send in your
Prejudice.
schmobots.
Yeah. Do Pride and Prejudice.
I haven't seen Man. I don't think I have. My wife might tell
Combine
me
the two,
differently.
Pride and Prejudice meets zombies.
Dude, I'm telling you what. I told her I'd watch that one, but I don't know. If
Pride
that
and
one's
Steel.
on the
Pride and
docket.
Steel. Watch Pride and Steel. I like Pride and Prejudice meets whatever that was. The zombie.
Was that good?
It was dumb fun.
It was dumb fun.
It's like an Abraham Lincoln vampire hunter. Like,
Yep.
Castle donated $20. To be honest, they do have a problem with what they do in the MCU. That's why we got the Sokovia Accords. That's why we have civil war. Unless I could be wrong.
Hey, see, John?
That's fair.
You're
That's
wrong.
fair. They address it.
It's a good point, but honestly, Captain America could be like, okay, you'll have Chitauri taking over the world, and then Ultron destroying the planet. So, cool.
But just look at how Captain America deals with like battles and everything. Whenever he's going into something, they make a point to show that he cares about the civilians and he cares about everything that's going on, not just the final outcome of whatever's going to happen. He literally will talk to police and be like, "You do this, you take this civilian's safety." Yeah. I just feel like it does a lot better.
Age of Ultron did it like. I think like Age of Ultron and BVS both like kind of overreacted to Man of Steel about like, BVS especially, where it's like they landed on this island. Don't worry, it's deserted. They landed over here. Oh, everyone's gone home from work. It's past they're at the bar.
That line, I almost threw a Molotov cocktail at the screen when they said that. He's like, but everyone's gone home from work, thank God. What the? Why is that in the movie?
But like even in the first Avengers, like you talk about Hulk running through the building. He runs through the building to like stop the big war machine from going through, and then Captain America like jumps in to save Ashley, what's her name from Last of Us, like the waitress.
The waitress.
And so like they had those moments throughout the movie.
Sweaty Ben donated $20. Hey guys, sorry Goddard am on Rocha's side about Man of Steel. Cal was on defensive side, was in control of the fight the whole time. Also, what was Cal supposed to do with Zod? Any prison he tried to put him in, Zod would escape.
Yeah, bro.
I have no issues with MOS emo.
Bro,
Billy Punt donated $20. Hey guys, love the show. What are some of your favorite Best Picture winners? Mine are Lawrence of Arabia, Moonlight, and All About Eve. Hi Brett, you're awesome. Hi Ben, you're cool. Hi Sabrina, you're smart. Hi RB3, you're a boss. Rocha, you're a legend.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
Usually the setup is for something.
Yeah, we still haven't said nice things about Brett yet, though.
Oh, yeah, Brett.
Oh, stop it.
Listen,
I know I'm
everyone.
one of the most handsome men
and
you've
let
ever
me see
met.
him in chat, too, guys. Say some nice things about Brett in chat.
Yeah.
Say nice things about Brett.
Listen, guys, it doesn't matter how much you say them. My self-esteem will never get any better.
I'm not at that stage of my therapy where I'll be able to accept these in a positive way.
Listen, hit me up in a few months.
I will say that Brett has, like everybody else, has gone through some ups and downs, but like the fact that him and Christian carried this show on their backs for like 2 months, just them doing side by side. Brett truly diving into a thing that he's not familiar with like the movie news and like reading the articles and like really getting into the geek space. And then also like putting on, like making everybody else laugh. Like even today, like Brett wasn't in the best mood before the show, but he's still like killing it all the time. And so, and plus he's like a great father and husband. Like,
he's a trooper, man.
Yeah. Well, I know for me, when I first met Brett Sheridan, it was my first day. With Schmoes know and everything like that, and Brett welcomed me with open arms. He's really I think you were probably the first person in the studio besides Christian Rubicabra to like talk to me. Brett was like, Brett has always been like a real guiding light in like my whole journey here. We always used to sit on the couch together. We had those great couch moments. We imagined ourselves as future team champions for the Schmodown. So Brett, and then even in Comic-Con 2016 when I had that giant camera bag and you're running the files, like we just have so many good memories together. Brett is always like the warmest, kindest, funniest dude in the room. You can't underestimate Brett Sheridan. So many good memories with Brett. So yeah, thank you, Brett. You're amazing.
And
there you go.
My favorite GIF with me and RB3 on the couch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I just recently met Brett and just throughout
$20.
Oh, I'm cut it off for now. There we go.
Oh,
I can see it all points.
Yeah, I recently met Brett, but every single morning, like he's always just shooting the shit, going with all this like quick wit and everything before we even start the show, and he's just joking with me about like breakfast and things like that, and it just like it gets my energy up for the day. So Brett, you are just a light.
Yeah. Always the first one in the Zoom chat too. Always the first one in the Zoom.
Not this morning.
Not this morning though. Sabrina
beat me.
You're an
That's
asshole.
what did you say to me, Sabrina? What was the thing about breakfast? You like, I beat you or something, and I thought you said you didn't eat breakfast. I'm like, oh, I hear you. It happens to me all the time.
I said something like, oh, today I beat you because I thought I beat you that day and I got on first. And then you were like, what? You don't know if you ate breakfast? I'm at that age right now. I don't know if I ate breakfast. And I'm like, well, I'm 22, so I should probably know if I ate breakfast. I've only been up an hour, so.
Yeah. See, at 22, you don't remember because the hours bleed in themselves. As you get older, you don't remember because you really don't remember. That's the difference.
Exactly.
By the way, Brett Sheridan's a complete asshole. I actually hate him. He's a phenomenal dick, and he says a lot of inappropriate things when the cameras are turned off.
He does have a phenomenal dick.
It's true. The man has no dick.
The man says that. It's like, when did you show Ben your dick?
All right,
half the chat saying it too. That's like half the chat.
That's the show, y'all. That's the show.
We've gone too far. All right, anyway. What else we got, man? I'm going to grab a real drink real quick. Sorry, man.
Yeah, get it.
Sure. Teresa Sky over on Streamlabs, guys. Please send in your Streamlabs, guys, if you want to see us embarrass Brett more by complimenting him. And your mom just typed in the chat, when did you?
Every show, she's on every one, and I still say the things I say.
Teresa Sky, yesterday's backstage was a gem. I love seeing Ben share a little bit of his strategy with us. It was fascinating.
Yeah, backstage is great yesterday, y'all.
They talked about backstage yesterday about sharing study strategies.
Yeah, what did Ethan say? I didn't even watch that last part. Dan and I were having an exhibition match. What did they talk
RCR
about?
Crest donated $20. I see both points. He is an unseasoned Superman, however we saw him being accustomed to his powers the entire movie that he should take in the blows from Diesel's trucks and trains. There wasn't a focused story anyway and Lafk is going down. Go Orlando.
I meant LAFC, like football club.
Oh, right on. Yeah, I just got this at the Adidas store. They had like $25.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, oh, I got to buy it. It's nice. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
Just talking about strategies for studying, strategies for against your opponent and stuff like that. And Ben,
if you believe anything Ethan said yesterday on backstage, I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. I got some swampland in Florida. He's totally. It was all a ruse. Sam Levine has him, completely saying all this crap. Even last night he tweeted, he's like, does anyone really believe that Rocha's going to beat me? But it's all just a mental game, and it's fun to see Sam bringing out the old tricks. But when the game starts, it's the game. And if you know it, you know it. If you don't, you don't. That's what it is. So I respect it. But I respect what he's trying to do. I respect what Ethan's trying to do.
Oh, I'm excited for that match. This Friday, guys, 5 p.m., $10 patrons get it for free. And if you guys are $10 patrons, like that's the tier 2
Patricia Metz donated $20.
Sure.
My baby brother says it best. Take each story as it is, and if you don't like it, try to get your own ideas made. 18 years old baby brother who is 3 weeks into Marine boot camp, miss him.
Oh.
Brett is the best part of the show. Sorry, not sorry.
Oh, well, that's
quite all right.
It's a team. It's stop it. But and thank your brother for us.
Yeah, thank your brother for his service. Yeah.
Andoniba. Hi, Christian. Sorry. Did you watch the reveal video of Tales from Galaxy's Edge, the new Star Wars VR game from ILM? Bobby Moynihan is playing one of the characters. That sounds amazing.
I didn't know. I'll check it out. That's my Christian. That means he won't.
I'll check it out. Steak Sauce. Rocha, when will you admit that you were the 4th member inducted into the Schmominati?
Johnny 5 for Life donated $20.
Oh,
all right,
good.
that was way too nice. Now I need drunk Brett to sniper shot at everyone that just complimented him.
I'm here for that.
Don't touch me. I didn't compliment you. You can't shoot me.
Oh yeah, see that nice move. Yeah. Did you read ahead? Did you were like, oh, I see this one coming up. So.
Yeah.
we know the fans by now.
I'm nothing but nice to Brett, and he shits all over me all the time. So.
And I send him texts sometimes and apologize.
Oh, that's great. I shit on him in front of 2,000 people a day, but then I send him a private text and say, like, are you okay?
Now that we've been nice, can we get Elmo blame everything in 2020 on Brett Sheridan?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we'll save that for the end of the show, too.
Right,
so Elmo blames everything on Brett.
Who was making a point before the Schmobot hit in? Was somebody making a point? All right.
Well, I was going to say we also never got to the one Schmobot about favorite Best Picture winners.
Oh
yeah. Favorite Best Picture winners.
I agree with Moonlight.
Moonlight for sure. God, that movie. That was one we talked about. Not watching trailers before a movie. Yeah. Like I think Alicia Malone tweeted out about Moonlight, and I was like, "Oh, it's playing at 10 o'clock at ArcLight. Should I go see it?" And she's like, "Absolutely, go right now." And I did. Knew nothing about it. And it was one of my best theater experiences I've ever had.
Yeah. So I also say Parasite as well.
Yes.
Dang, RB3 stealing mine.
Sorry, my bad.
Those are my two, and then he said Moonlight.
No Country for Old Men. No Country for Old Men, because I remember seeing that in theaters and just being blown away, and I was like, this is so good, and I'm so glad it won.
Yeah, No Country for Old Men I like, certainly.
Did you pull up a list, Rocha? Because I need a list on stuff.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm studying off of for the Schmodown, so, I'm trying to get good on these. Shakespeare in Love, I'll defend that to the end of my days. I like Gladiator. Big fan of Amadeus. I think Amadeus is a fantastic film. Godfather Part 2, I think is definitely one. Patton is incredible. Lawrence of Arabia, West Side Story, certainly Ben-Hur. Bridge on the River Kwai.
West Side Story's on Netflix. I just rewatched that the other day. That's a good fucking movie.
Thank you.
It's a great movie.
That's a good movie.
People like the meaning of need to understand there are movies before the 1970s. I'm just letting you know.
Hey, we covered movies before 1970s.
Come on.
Yeah.
On the Waterfront. That's another great Best Picture with Marlon Brando and even Marie Saint.
And Chicago, another great Best Picture winner. Sorry if I stole another one of yours, Sabrina.
No, I'm not a Chicago guy. Not a Chicago guy.
I'm a Chicago girl.
I think Renee was completely miscast in that movie, but
I haven't seen it in a while, so I do need to give it one more chance. But I love musicals, but Chicago's not for me.
I liked her in Judy way more than I liked her in Chicago.
Oh, she's so good in Judy.
You know why? Because Roxy is supposed to be a hard, scrabble, gritty, barbed wire, broken glass in her guts girl who's had to scratch her way to disposition in her life, and then she becomes famous because she gives into this idea of killing somebody. So you got to have somebody that has that vibe. Renee's too sweet. She's too nice. She doesn't radiate that. So to me, that isn't the Roxy that I want to see in Chicago. That's my opinion.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Different strokes for different folks.
I know,
absolutely. Especially when it comes to musicals, musicals I feel like are so much more not divisive, but subjective when it comes to songs, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I love Zeta Jones. Zeta Jones was great. I love her.
Oh, she is good. Steak sauce. No, just read that one. Seth Bayless. Hey, gang. You have to recast Ford's iconic roles of Indiana Jones, Han Solo, and Rick Deckard. The actors to choose from are Christian Bale, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Hardy, any age. Who do you put in each role? Appreciate you all. Stay safe. Stay sweet. Stay safe.
Wait, do you pick one person for each role or one person for all three roles?
So I'm gonna go Christian Bale.
Sabrina's salivating. Look at her.
Yeah. she's gonna buck this
ready to go.
Garfield in all of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Christian Bale as Indy. I'm going to put Garfield as Han, and I'm going to put Tom Hardy as Deckard.
All right, Sabrina?
Yeah, so I'm going to go Andrew Garfield for all three. Because Andrew Garfield is the most underrated, best. Oh, no, not at all. The second that happened, I was even care about the other options. I'm going to just go Andrew Garfield, all three. Yeah. Done.
RB? Brett?
So is this for Blade? What was this for?
No, so we got Indiana Jones, Han Solo, and Rick Deckard. And with the Shia LaBeouf question yesterday, RB3. And then you got Christian Bale, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Hardy. Put them together.
Okay. So I would say Christian Bale as Indiana Jones, Tom Hardy as Rick Deckard, and who's the other one?
Andrew Garfield. It'd be Andrew Garfield as Han Solo.
Yeah, I could see that.
That was mine.
Yeah,
I was Rick Deckard.
What do you got, Brett?
Who's Rick Deckard?
Blade
Runner.
Oh yeah, I knew that. No, I don't play these games because I don't know anything about it. But I'm gonna go with RB3s because I appreciate what he thinks.
I took Ben's apparently. I didn't even know. My bad.
Yeah, I just these whenever somebody puts these at me, I'm just like, that's what my brain goes to. What are you making me do? I was told there'd be no thinking.
Yeah, honestly, I was still on the Best Picture winners. I was like, what are some of the good ones
Yeah. What about you, Rocha?
I'd say Andrew Garfield for Indiana Jones because I think he's the most fun and playful of those three guys. And moving on, what's the other? Definitely Christian Bale for Deckard. And I'd love to see Tom Hardy's
Tom Hardy?
Tom Hardy's Han Solo. I'd love to see Tom Hardy's Han Solo.
I can't.
I love you. I know.
No,
I know.
No. I don't want to see it.
It'd be great.
Oh, no.
Who you calling a nerve herder? Who you calling a nerve herder? Like his accent in the
scruffy looking over there.
Scruffy looking.
With the fucking buns ass.
Laugh it up, fuzzball. Laugh it up.
May the boss be with you.
Don't get cocky, kid.
Save it for the robots.
That's his new character.
What's that lightsaber sword you got over there?
Nothing
It's
like
all
a good
true.
Nothing like a good blaster can't fix.
You know what? It's all true. It's all of it. Chewy's, we's home. Marty's only ever done one New York accent, I think. I think it was in the drop.
Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say. Is he British?
Well, he played the two mob bosses from Chicago. That's what I thought you were going with first.
Oh,
but then you did like
Legend.
Oh, he did Capone.
Yeah.
No, Legend is about the two mob bosses in London, the Craze.
London.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm stupid.
right.
Yeah, I combined
The Capone
with
one
that.
is the one he just did. That's the
Capone. He also did that one. With oh man, Christian talked about it all the time.
I know
like
with Guy
Warrior?
Pearce and Shia and Clark.
it's a New York movie. He did like a New York movie for sure.
With Shia?
Came out like 2014. I can't remember which one.
Isn't it The Drop, the one I'm talking about?
The Drop. The Drop.
It's the first thing I said.
Yeah. Oh, okay,
The
my
Drop.
bad.
Oh, I was thinking of Lawless.
Oh, but Lawless. He did have an accent in that too. He had a Chicago
yeah.
accent in that. Yeah.
Gandolfini is who's in The Drop with him.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Giuseppe Stromboli. Yes.
Oh,
My favorite. Harry Potter update. Draco Malfoy is no longer a villain. He's a golden retriever, and he says he's a very, very good boy. The wizarding school in the U.S. is called Pizza USA. They mostly just teach magic shoe tying. Really more of a pyramid scheme, if I'm honest.
Oh no.
I love it.
Deflated Brady. Andy and his co-host are trying to use an edited version of his live stream to prove he said yay Fisher and not gay Fisher. You can tell it's edited because use the chat replay is gone. They can both tie my shoes. Hi, Brett.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I don't know that.
We don't need to
address
get into
that shit.
We don't need to
Okay.
get into that.
Clowns. Let's move on.
Yeah, it's not even worth our time.
Yep.
Mr. Anus. Earlier today, I was walking up the stairs, but I nearly tripped. It was a footwear malfunction. Can someone help me tie my shoes? Tie your own shoes.
Hey.
Eat booty like groceries. So many gorgeous people on screen today. Loved Harloff's Burt cast appearance. Do you all think we'll see a return of singles teams Commissioner Clark Wolf for some scenes in the upcoming Shimodan tournaments? Love and happy Wednesday to you all.
Yeah.
I hope so. More Clark the better, honestly.
Yeah. Clark's great.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I got to get her on Outlaw Nation, go toe to toe with her. That'd be a lot of fun. Clark and I can get into some scrapes. I love it.
He's great.
I had
did
Alex.
The movie trivia Shimodan we watched along to Overlord.
Yeah.
God, that's a fun movie. That is
Yeah, it
such
is
a
a
fun
great movie, right? It's so much fun. It knows what it is, and it doesn't apologize for it, and yet it approaches it in a way that's a little more artistic than some of those B movies they're essentially paying an homage to, which I appreciate it.
That's the thing. Like, I was watching and I was like, I remember this being like just like a fun B movie with like Nazi zombies and stuff. But then like there's the scene of him jumping out of the plane. It's like a oneer, and I know it's like green screen and stuff, but like how it's done is perfect. And then like, oh, just so much of that is. And Wyatt Russell, they need to make another Snake Plissken movie with Wyatt Russell. He is his dad and Goldie Hawn. Like, never in history have there been like two people come together. Like, it's like literally like an internet website where you like put two celebrities together and then this is their baby. That's what Wyatt Russell is. Like, it's insane. It is insane.
I don't want to let you know that Kate Hudson is Goldie Hawn's daughter and Kurt Russell's daughter too. So I just didn't know if you knew that. So
I did know that.
Yeah, I'm just telling you that it's happened before. Is what I'm trying to say. The two people.
I know that. But like when Wyatt Russell gets all like dark and gravelly and stuff in this movie, it's like that is literally Kurt Russell.
Oh
to
no,
a T.
you're absolutely right. You're absolutely all he needs is the mullet. That's the only thing he's missing.
Yeah,
is the mullet.
literally the mullet and the eye patch, and you're good to go. 156 Impulse. Hi, guys. Update. My mom's doctor called. She is having problems breathing. Prayers. Hi, Sabrina. My mom got a new kidney on Saturday. Love you guys. Hola, John.
Oh, hola, hombre.
Was that the same person?
Yeah.
Your mom with the kidney? And,
sending you love. Sending you love. 156. Sending you love, man. Your mom, too.
Yes, absolutely.
Be other can get it. Adam Silver for president. He's handled the NBA reopen and bubble impeccably. No new positives. Again. Praise him for allowing my Clippers to bring home their first title soon. Doubt it. Maybe Don Dole Whip hair dipshit. Don Dole Whip hair dipshit. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Can learn a thing or two.
Who is this guy?
B. Arthur can get it.
B. Arthur. Lou Williams is on the Clippers. Lou Williams, who was just breaking protocol for some wings at Magic City, son. Please. Jay and I and Winston and I on Game Time were talking about whether we think Adam Silver is like this geeky guy in front of the cameras, but like behind the scenes, he's one of the he's like street. He's like totally street there, sitting in the commissioner's office, right? Like LeBron comes in, he's like, sit the fuck down, man. Let's have a conversation. Like he's totally like super straight, and that's why he just understands this from beginning to end because he's on both sides of the fence. He gets it. He's so smart about this, man.
Yeah, he's killing it. And I think that, if anything, the bubble is proven successful. And people are like, oh, this NBA season shouldn't even count. I think this is going to be the most competitive NBA playoffs we're ever going to see because no crowd. Is literally just warm-up games. And all these dudes are going to go in there. LeBron's going to drop 50 each game. Easy, no doubt. Let's go Lakers.
Homer. You Homer. You know only saying this because the Lakers are in contention. That's the only reason you say this shit.
Do you follow basketball, Sabrina? Because I feel like I'm the only person on. Oh, thank God. Oh.
No, I don't know anything. They're like saying names, and I'm like, what have they been in? Oh, they're sports people. Okay, cool.
What have they been? What have they been in?
That's me too. I'm like, are we talking about?
LeBron's been in some movies.
Yeah, he's been
Trainwreck is one of them.
There you
Tell
go.
a quick story to just what Sabrina just said. I put this on Instagram story about a year ago. We just moved into our place. We're watching TV. We're watching Trainwrecked, and I've never seen the movie.
Challenge. It's Trainwreck.
Trainwreck. All right, Peter Bird, calm down. I'm watching the movie, and
Daniel
LeBron comes on.
$20.
Hey.
Just saw that Netflix announced a new series from Ryan Murphy about the One Flew Over's the Cuckoo's Nest character Nurse Ratched and dropped some photos. I think in terms of set design and costumes, Ryan Murphy has similar taste to Wes Anderson.
Wow.
That's fair.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah,
I don't know about that,
Wes
but
Anderson,
yeah,
but
I don't go that far.
But yeah, I mean, we watched, and I said, "Who is that?" When LeBron came in, she goes, "Oh, wait a minute, I think I know," and I almost slammed my head into a wall because she's like, she had no idea who LeBron James was, and I just was like, "This is mind blowing to me." Absolutely,
I know LeBron James. And your winner of knowing one basketball player.
All right. Anyway,
Jenny Talia, what do y'all think about Brie Larson asking Nintendo to cast her as Samus? I think she'd be perfect for the role. My second choice would be Charlize Theron. If not Larson, who would you choose to play one of the most iconic characters in video game history? Rebecca Ferguson for me.
oh, okay.
Yeah, Kristen Stewart. I'm kidding. You're
half kidding, though. You're only half kidding.
I'm kidding.
You're like everybody texting now. Everyone texting nowadays has to put an LOL or JK after every text because everyone's anxiety is like at a 25 million. Hey, how you doing? Just kidding, LOL.
I'm all about Charlize Theron lately. I love her in action.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
Charlize could do literally everything.
Yeah.
What about Tessa Thompson? I don't know anything about the character, but I think Tessa Thompson is badass.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say Tessa Thompson.
Can you tell people who don't know what the character is, who the character is, Ben?
So the Samus, if you guys have ever played like Super Smash Bros or anything like that, she's like got a full like kind of Halo-ish suit, and she goes around. It's a Metroid Prime game, and that was like a big reveal back in like Super NES days. Don't come at me in the comments. I don't know what system it was on, but if you played the game at the very hardest level, at the very end, Samus takes off their helmet, and it's a woman. And it was like this huge like controversy, and like, oh my gosh, it's a woman under there. That's crazy. Right. And so it's always been a very strong female character. And there's, it's a video game movie. They've been trying to get it developed for years and years. So I think it would be an awesome role for like any leading lady, like either to make their bones with, become an A-list star, or for an A-list star to lead it for sure.
Is she's blonde, right? Usually?
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting.
I'm still trying to beat the OG Metroid again. I did it back in the day, but my son has the Switch Classics, and yeah, it's a hard game, you guys. Just because they're old doesn't mean they're not hard.
Yeah. No, they're super hard. those side scrolls are tough, man. Thanks, Brett.
I thought it was pronounced Seamus. Like,
I don't know. I don't know.
It's
Samus. She's the right choice.
No, I mean, I know I'm wrong. I'm just saying.
What about Samara Weaving? Wouldn't she be interesting? Samara's younger, blonde.
Yeah, she's
Samara.
Yeah, the Margot Robbie lookalike. Yeah, I think she's cool.
Yeah,
I would love to.
Jamie Presley
I didn't
lookalike.
see that Guns Akimbo. I didn't see that movie. I heard it was fun, but the director of
Kiki Lane, Ogard.
Oh yeah.
Who knows?
That's a good choice.
Family, yeah.
Shitpost reliable media. Rumor is Christopher Nolan is working with Giuseppe Stromboli and hiring Dobie, who, according to J.K. Rowling, is a top international assassin to take out both AMC and Universal leadership to prevent the 17-day VOD from going through. Crazy times.
Yeah,
Giuseppe.
And there's just like pulls from every single corner of the internet right there. Dagan. Hey crew, always a delight to see Sabrina on the show. My question is on the topic of on-demand versus theater viewing. Yeah. What is the one movie you've seen at home that you wish you got to see in theaters? That's a good question.
What's the one movie I've seen at home so far that I wish I got to see in theaters? Is that what they're saying?
Yes.
Oh, Endgame. I saw that at home. Yeah.
Oh.
Like of the year of all time, like
or of all time or of the year.
I mean, like in your lifetime, because you could say the original Star Wars or something like that. Like, but like in your lifetime, like what's a movie that you would love to see like in the theaters that you just missed?
Did you see the original Star Wars in theaters, Rocha?
No. I was too young for my parents to take me at the time. I saw Strikes Back in the theater. That's the first time I saw a Star Wars movie in the theaters. But
so my mom's gonna feel bad that she took me.
She shouldn't. Every parent is different.
So wait a second. We're creeping on. We're closer in age than I think. I don't know. I mean, I was 4 or 5.
My dad had a hard time with a sensitive kid like me, so he wasn't sure.
Now, Rocha, we're not talking about Star Wars the movie here. You're talking about the actual Star Wars, like the events. You know, like a long time ago in the galaxy far, far away.
Right. I'll find you in Compton, RB. You can't hide. I'll find you. I'll leave a film camera lying around. I know that's gonna
go to Compton. Find Compton.
Holy cannoli, Batman. We have somebody coming to Compton.
I'm gonna put a film camera under a big box.
Choose your own SEN where we take RB3 out.
I'm gonna catch him with a trap. Just put a camera, tie a string to it, and when RB3 shows up, just yank that out.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Jeez.
I mean, I didn't. So, but living in Los Angeles is hard because like you can go see these old movies in the theaters now and have that experience all over again and really appreciate them because of the Arrow and the Egyptian. The ArcLight does it as well. So it's rare that I have not seen a movie that I've wanted to see in theaters, even from the past. So I can't say there's any that I have on my choice right now.
I'm gonna say The Sixth Sense, just because that was the that like made me just get really, really into film and to storytelling in general. So I would have liked to have that kind of like first time, like Thursday night reaction from everybody watching the movie for the first time, because we all know the twist.
For sure. I'll say Tron Legacy. I saw that on video. I missed it in theaters back in college. So like that one on IMAX, like I feel like that would be amazing.
Yeah, I actually did see that one on IMAX. It is amazing.
Avatar. I didn't see Avatar in theaters either.
Oh. Well,
wow, I've seen 2 movies that you guys didn't see in theaters. So in theaters, so Sixth Sense and Avatar. So. Who's the movie critic now, bro?
I would have loved to have seen the original. I'm sorry, I would have loved to have seen Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner, the original cut on the big screen.
With the narration.
I actually like the narration. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, even though it's kind of cheesy, but I kind of like it.
I'm okay with that.
Did you all see Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai in 3D in the theater? No?
Just missed it.
Just missed that one.
I really want to see The Big Chill. I heard that one was really good.
Yeah.
Oh, no, the theater experience in that one is sublime.
Absolutely sublime.
Review and play 23. Should we have Fixing My Heels Wednesday?
Hey, there you
Jesus
go.
Okay,
Christ.
I get it. I get it.
Sinister Alec Miller. Check out the ANS podcast if you love MMA and wrestling. We just had a future Star Wars champion, Ace
P.
Cabrera.
Stromboli donated $20.
Yes.
I did not go along with Nolan's silly plot. He asked me, I told him to go tie a bang noodle and keep me out of his meatball brain plans that Pizza USA sheet doesn't belong in the wizarding world.
Yo, what's
Damn right.
What's happening?
Go tie a bang noodle. I love it. We just had the future Star Wars champion, Ace Cabrera, on to discuss the most recent UFC card that was held on Fight Island. Hashtag drip drip. Hashtag Bandit Brigade. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Let me head over to Super Chats real quick.
Super Chats.
Nathan Taylor, what are some of your favorite Kevin Bacon movies? Yes, let's play some 6
Ooh.
Degrees.
Yes.
I like this.
I love Cop Car, one of his more recent ones. That
How
just came out.
I always see that on demand. Is it good?
It's great. It's really, really great. It's
All right, I
small,
need to
it's
watch that.
indie, and it's great.
Tremors. Tremors is the best
Tremor.
Kevin Bacon movie. I'll say it right now.
How dare you?
What are you gonna
You're
say?
you're just playing to your Twitch crowd. Footloose is the best Kevin
You are
Bacon
sitting
movie.
so
Period.
high.
Fucking period. Tremors isn't even
high
Kevin
schoolers
Bacon's
who have
movie.
never danced before can fucking break it down
Tremors
at the end
isn't
of the
even
movie.
Kevin Bacon's movie. It's an ensemble piece.
It is
Not
such
bag.
a Kevin. Oh my
Footloose
God.
is absolutely fully Kevin Costner. I mean, Kevin
These
Bacon.
kids have been raised in a town that forbids dancing. They get one dance and they are fucking full on popping,
That's right.
locking.
I tweeted
like
that. I
you got
tweeted that.
served.
I tweeted that when I was watching it a week ago. Yeah, I agree with you. They're full on, like someone's been having a dance studio in the side,
Yeah,
like somewhere,
like-
because
Listen.
they're break dancing and doing all kinds of floor
I
work.
love Footloose.
It's
but come
always
on.
more fun. No, it's always more fun to do something when you're not allowed to do it or you're not supposed to do it. So they're probably doing that on the side. They're getting ready for a moment like this.
Yes.
Love Footloose. I will defend Footloose all day, every day. Best
you,
Kevin
Sabrina.
Bacon movie.
Hell
Great
yeah.
job, Sabrina.
Is the new
I'll
one
break
any
up the
good?
fight. I'll
No.
break up the fight right now. Quicksilver.
Quicksilver's good. I'm not gonna. Quicksilver has two of the best songs that have never left my workout mix ever. Quicksilver original, the song from Roger Daltrey, and One Sunny Day, the Ray Parker song. Those are two good workout songs.
There
Kids.
we go.
Mystic
Kids.
River's good.
Oh,
Yeah, but those are
shit.
not his movies. Like when you say Kevin Bacon, in my mind, I think Kevin Bacon led film.
She's having
Kevin-
a baby. One of my favorites going out.
That's a good one.
Kevin
Absolutely.
Bacon definitely led Tremors. You are
What?
high out of your mind.
Insane.
That's why the sequels, like, granted, Michael Gross is a
Garrick
national treasure.
_AM_Lee
He
donated
shares it with Fred
$20.
Ward.
Tremors Footloose. Fight me.
I see they're both. You can't have your cake and eat it too, Garrett. Come on
Yeah,
now.
you can't.
Yeah.
Come on now.
You gotta pick a side, Garrett.
I mean, that's like you're trying to say Apollo 13 is Kevin Bacon film. Come on, man.
No, that's a Tom Hanks movie.
That's right. It is. That's right.
Yeah.
Also, the best minor character, like in any movie ever, Kevin Bacon in Crazy Stupid Love.
Oh,
That entire
yeah.
thing is so funny. Yeah, that's so funny.
Good.
Now, what about A Few Good Men? What about A Few Good Men?
He's good in A Few Good Men. I think he's better in JFK when he's playing that kind of crazed dude. When he's like, fuck all them people, man. I know that stuff. You know, he's playing that because I'm a Southern guy. It works well in that thing. What about X-Men First Class? Did everybody like him as Shaw in that
He's
film?
kind of the only thing I like from X-Men First Class, honestly.
I'll agree with
I
that.
thought he was the best villain of like the newer X-Men thing.
I would agree with that.
Sure.
Hot
Yeah.
take.
Oh.
Yikes.
I'm not obviously Fassbender and McAvoy are great, but I'm not a big fan of those movies.
I'm with you. I don't like First Class. I do like Days of Future Past.
I like Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
I'm-
I like
Like
more the old school X-Men
when
vibe, too.
Magneto and Professor X's like best friends for life relationship, they have one conversation while playing chess, and then then Professor X lets him get away with like genocide after genocide after genocide throughout these next movies. Like,
It's complicated, all right?
Ben's suspension of disbelief about all films. What was it you were talking about with the new Ghostbusters? You're like, oh, so these kids had never heard about a giant marshmallow man walking around.
yes, I'm sorry, that's not suspension of disbelief, Brett. See what I mean when Brett just shits all over me?
I just love it. I love it. I never think this deeply about things. You really do dive in, and I'm like, God, you just blew
Just in the
Footloose
sense
for
of you
me.
never think that
donated
deeply.
$20. The robot didn't read the symbol. Tremors is better than Footloose.
There we go.
Fight me.
There we go, Jared. There you go. Jared.
Boom.
Wow.
Boom, boom, boom.
Thank you for sending another schmobot in to make your
clarify.
point.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, Garrett.
No, but
Chris Taylor.
seriously, with Footloose, I'm like, oh, you're right. That's dumb.
No, I love Footloose. It's just a funny thing to watch. Like, I love the movie Footloose, but it's just like a funny thing. Like Chris Penn is just like breaking it down.
Well, he did teach Chris Penn how to dance in the
Taught
film.
Chris Penn how to dance for
yeah,
sure.
nobody else. He wasn't taking everybody else to.
The kid that's doing this, like you never see him before until that moment. That kid gets on the dance floor. Chris Taylor, you know what I want to see in a DC film? Lois tie Superman's shoes.
Oh no.
Oh gosh.
Wait a minute. That's wild.
That's in The Boys. You want to see that? You watch The Boys.
Oh, that's.
You want to see what it's. You want to see how uncomfortable it is to have sex with a superhero? You watch The Boys.
Yeah, that's a nasty show.
That's a rough little show. It's season 2 is coming soon in September. So
Yeah, Umbrella Academy's coming this Friday too, yo.
Umbrella
Let's
Academy,
go.
yeah, Friday. That's
Ooh.
why I want to win Friday night, so I can relax all day Saturday or Sunday and watch Umbrella Academy with my lady.
Yeah.
Because if I lose, I'm just going to be grousing the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I want to enjoy
We're
that
gonna
monkey
win,
coming back.
so.
I hope so, Sabrina. I want you in the tournament, Sabrina, so I want to win.
I want it. I have faith. I'm not even worried about it. I'm chilling. I'm studying.
She has so much faith. She hasn't helped me study. That's how much faith she has. I appreciate it.
I think I need studying the most. Hello.
Ramirez. All right, let's keep going. What do we got next?
Okay, review and play 23. Man of Steel is a great movie. I only needed 2 things from it: a scene where Superman hears the people in the buildings dying, and he makes a choice to take Zod away. But Zod keeps coming back to destroy the city and redo the tornado death scene. I forgot about that.
Oh, the
Where,
tornado. I like the scene.
Stop it.
I
Stop.
do. I
Don't
do because
reveal
he's
yourself right
saying
now, even
he's
though-
saying if you save me, everyone's gonna know who you are.
He should have gone back for the dog.
Well,
Why is Kevin Costner going back for the dog?
Do you have a dog, Ben?
No, I'm saying Clark should have gone back for the dog. Obviously, you go back for the dog. I'm going
Right.
back for my dog 10 out of 10 times.
Right.
But I'm saying Clark should have gone back for the dog, not Pa Kent.
I go back for my dog too. My dog. That's right.
Man, Rook has
My
been
dog, bro.
waiting on that. He's been
My
waiting
dog,
on
bro.
that. Listen, all my dogs and my brothers out there in Black Atlanta. We're out
My
here
God, you like
today.
motorboated that, brothers.
brothers in Black Atlanta.
Respect.
Yeah.
Like a reverend. Maybe sound like a reverend. In the black letter.
Sir Lord Attenborough, hey all, happy Wednesday. If you could only keep one DVD from your own personal collections, which one would you keep and why? I'd keep my copy of The Matrix because it was the first DVD I ever bought, and it's in my list of top 5 movies of all time.
That's a great question.
I'm gonna cheat because I have the extended Blu-ray editions for Lord of the Rings, but I have 3 separate like leather-bound DVD, like 4-disc things.
Oh wow.
And they're all exactly. I'll full nerd out on you.
I bought mine when Blockbuster was going out of business. They would always have like buy 3 get a discount thing, and all mine have that little sticker on it. So.
Patrick Patton donated $20.
Thank you, Patrick.
Hollow Man motherfuckers. Hi, Brett.
It's another classic.
That's a good one. Hollow Man's good.
Take that, Invisible Man, with your arts and your good directing.
And your
Give me that
great
90s
score.
cheese.
Yeah.
You give me
What
Josh
about you guys?
Brolin any day.
DVD. What DVD are you saving? What's your Desert Island DVD?
Sabrina, do you want my
Rod.
Spotless Mind DVD?
Oh, please. I don't have it on Blu-ray or DVD at all. So, I mean, if you could loan that to me.
How do you
yeah, I
watch
know. I have it bought like on my laptop. Guys, I moved out to LA. I was in college. Physical media. I'm starting to build up my collection, but I would still say Hot Rod. I have the same Hot Rod DVD from when I was like,
Nice.
yeah. 'cause
Hot
I
Rod
have
is
it-
amazing.
I've had
I
it from
respect that.
since I was 11, and I would just watch the crap out of that thing. And so
I
every time I
will.
pop it in, it's still a good time.
will.
I will watch this one.
Why are you saying what weird?
Say what way?
What?
Whitins. Top Gun's my choice. Bar none.
Nice.
Yeah,
Have to.
I have a 2-pack with He Got Game and 25th Hour. Two of my
Don't
favorite
cheat.
Spike
Don't
Lee
cheat.
movies.
One. You
Nah,
get
it's
one
literally
DVD.
in the same case. It's in the same case.
all right.
It's in the same
Yeah,
case. It's in the same
Target,
case.
man. Those $5
Yeah.
double packs. I think I got
respect it.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Knocked Up, and 40-year version all in one little.
See, there you go.
I love Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I love that movie, man.
Oh, yeah.
Jason Segel's just the best.
Dracula. Die. Die. I can't.
Garrett_AM_Lee donated $20.
Yeah.
You better win Friday, John.
Yeah.
We want to see
shit.
Sabrina sweep the schmodown.
I agree, man. I'm gonna do my best, bro. Ethan Irwin is a monster of a player, man. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I feel good, and we'll see what
Don't
happens.
make excuses. We want Sabrina in the tournament, so you better win.
Well, I've been given because I asked a question to Christian about this Rocha demeanor, and he's told me that this is when you're really in fighting, like this. Oh shucks, I don't know if I can do this. That you're just gonna destroy. So I still got my money on you, Rocha.
Somebody kill
You
Brett.
can't kill me. Why are you trying to kill me? He didn't say that. Shut up.
Drunk Elmo.
Having his own SEN.
How
over
about
there.
Drunk Elmo? Drunk Elmo would be great.
Super free. Charlie Brown. I agree with Goddard. Superman and Lois kissing in Ground Zero and Man of Steel is much worse, in my opinion, than Martha Gate and BBS.
I never caught that. I guess I never caught that. I just was like, they're so in love. I love it that they finally get to kiss, but I never caught the Ground Zero thing. That's fair. That's a fair criticism.
Like
man.
half the city's gone, and they're like smiling at each other, like, "I'm so glad I found you."
They literally take a whole second, like a whole minute, and just sit there and stare at each other, kiss each other, like.
It's like how I feel about Pearl Harbor. It's like, you know what? We survived the attack, but let's deal with this love triangle.
This
that we're
love
having
triangle,
issues.
yeah.
Who gives a shit? You lived.
Oh my god, that movie. So, Admiral, I'd love to see a choose-your-own-adventure story in Star Wars universe. Imagine you're a young Jedi having to make difficult decisions that ultimately determine whether or not your character becomes a Jedi or turns to the dark side. Would be fun. Play Knights of the Old Republic. That's literally that story. It's really, really good. Christian Alante. Ben, if there's a crazy man at a bar trying to kill everyone there, you think you'd wait to ask him to go outside first? The destruction in Man of Steel is a little overboard, but how do you drag Zod into a deserted area when he's also all OP? No shade, just my point of view. Weird, because he drags Zod into the middle of Smallville, so that's how you do it. You fly, you take him, and you take him to a desert. Because they literally do it in the same movie. Like,
and they do it in the next movie in Batman vs Superman. They go to an isolated island, so.
Okay, bro. All right.
I'm saying, bruh.
Hey, bro.
Come on,
Brother. I'm just saying, brother.
Now you're Hogan. Now you're Hulk Hogan. Oh, you know some brother, Man of Steel, brother.
Let me break it down for you quick. Jason Taylor. Brett is one of the best things about the guild. You kick ass, sir. All of you have been an inspiration in my own podcasting journey. Then you and keep it up. P.S. Irwin doesn't stand a chance.
Everyone's gonna murder me, guys.
Patrick Patton. Brett is the best. When I was furloughed for 2 months, photoshopping Zafrottenflaus into movie posters gave me something to do. Nice.
Yeah,
Love it.
those are fun.
Those are amazing. Sir Attenborough. Favorite Best Picture movies are Gladiator, Birdman. Also, I was looking at all the Best Picture nominees from 2015, and boy, that was a stacked list. If I had to vote again, I'd pick The Revenant or Mad Max. Would you pick instead of who would you pick instead of Spotlight? Mad Max for sure.
Yeah, Mad Max.
Beyond Thunderdome. Yeah, I get mad when
like
Mance calls it a 2 hour. Yeah, Beyond Thunderdome. I'm just joking. But Mance calls it a 2 hour chase film, and I'm like, there's a lot more happening than just that. So it's frustrating.
Yeah. Inside Out wasn't even nominated that year, and I think it could have been nominated.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's actually a really great point, man.
Yeah.
Inside Out would be good. But yeah, Spotlight's. I rewatched it. It's a good movie.
It is.
Very good.
Because
it's on Netflix now.
Mad Max is like, just so like crazy and like intense, like people automatically put it there. But Spotlight's a great movie. See that guy over there. Hello, SEN crew. I don't know if anyone cares, but Sky High turns 15 today. I just wanted to share for fun.
Mike donated $20. So that I'm not just simping for Sabrina, I also got to plug the Cinephiles podcast with Rocha and Steve Morris.
Go one.
Thank you.
Helped me discover so many films and rediscover 1776 recently. Now I just have to hope they cover my GOAT movie 13 Assassins sometime.
Steve and I talked about it for sure. 13 Assassins.
So good.
I mean, how do you do a 1 hour samurai fight film, a samurai ending? Like, that's incredible. A samurai battle for 1 hour. It's phenomenal film. And Steve and I have talked about it since it's over the 10-year window. So it's certainly going to be coming at some point in the next few months.
I need to watch that. There's the one called like Shadow on Netflix.
Oh yeah, Shadow is Chinese actually.
Yeah, it's Chinese. Yeah.
So yeah, pretty cool.
Chris Jones. Hey, Rocha. Bill Hudson is Kate Hudson's poppy, not Kurt Russell.
Oh, my bad. Still, it's the Golden Hawn family tree is there.
Oh, yeah.
The genes are solid.
Backpedal there, buddy.
Oh, am I?
Coming at me real hard.
Come on, bruh.
Patrick Patton. Hollow Man, motherfuckers. Hi, Brett. All right, let me refresh real quick, y'all. Got a few more.
Okay.
Review and Play 23. You left before the question was asked yesterday, Rocha.
Oh.
Do you prefer a tournament made by rankings like it is now, or made to make sure factions are on different sides of the bracket, which could lead to who's the boss versus corruption in the first round?
Well, I think this year is a difficult one to kind of fall on either side of that because people haven't had enough matches. I would certainly be all about rankings if people had an equal or somewhat equal amount of matches, but because they haven't, we're doing the best we can to rank them. I don't like when factions have to play each other, but then again, if you take chance on a bunch of rookies, guess what? You're all going to play each other because you're lower ranked players. That's the way the game is. So as a leader of a faction, as a general manager, you got to be smart about who you pick because of these tournaments coming up. So right now, I think we did the best we could.
Especially when we're doing rankings for singles, because Whitney Seibold and Alonso Duralde are great teams players.
Right.
But Alonso's never played singles. Like he's never played a singles match. And he's a really strong competitor. Same with Tom. Like he's a really good competitor, but he's got a lower rank because he doesn't have any singles wins.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, let me see what else we got. That is it. Let me head over to Super Chats real quick, and then we got those 2 impressions to do, which I'm very excited about. So let's do those. Okay. So first, we've got Anaconda Brett and Irish Rocha arguing about snakeskin masks. And indignant white guy, if you want to jump in there, feel free, because that's what indignant white guys do.
Listen, you want to buy one of my masks? It's made out of snake skin. It doesn't breathe very well, and it's hard to get a breath in it because it's not a very breathable material. But it looks fucking cool, man.
I feel like you're not really selling it correctly, son. If I can't breathe in the mask, why am I buying the mask, bro? It makes no sense to me at all completely to be wearing a freaking mask. I can't breathe out of, especially snakeskin. That stuff smells like chicken.
Because it's a snake. It looks so cool, and who cares about breathing when you look cool, man?
I really don't even know if these masks are really necessary, honestly. I mean, really living in this really complicated society where I could barely be around in a normal mask. I mean, a snake skin mask. I mean, come on, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Come on, Kenny. You've got to wear a mask. You can't be walking around without a mask. Are you crazy or something? You'll catch this thing and you're going to die. Look, that senator who said he wasn't going to wear a mask, he caught it. It's real.
Well,
I'll give you one for free, indignant white man. Please wear the mask.
If I'm going to wear any mask, it's not going to be any kind of snake skin or leather, as some of you people like to call it. I'm really just going to stick with the good old-fashioned cow skin, leather, a mask, if anything. I know it's going to get hot. I know it's going to get sweaty. It's all good.
Oh my God. Just your face is just sitting there like that the whole time. And then last one before we go, Elmo blames everything on Brett.
If Brett would have worn a mask in the beginning, he could have helped with this whole pandemic. But no, he couldn't wear a mask because he has asthma and breathing problems and had bronchitis for almost 2 years. Well, who fucking cares? It's fake anyway, so just wear the mask to appease everybody. Ain't I right, everyone? I mean, all these deaths are all just made up, right? Right? Is this thing on? Listen, folks, have you seen the news lately? It's very depressing.
Okay, I gotta cut Elmo off. He's going too deep state over here. Rocha, take us out, brother.
Elmo's about to do a set.
Yeah.
I saw the setup coming.
I didn't even blame it on me more than 1 second. I don't know.
And then we've got one more real quick.
All right.
Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke's daughter, Stranger Things, Maya, looks
Maya
like
Hawke.
a perfect combination of both her parents. Too.
Yeah,
that's very
she
true.
was great. Yeah. All right, is that it?
That's it.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us live for another fun Wednesday SEN live show. Hope we cheered you up. Hope we picked up your spirits. Hope we gave you something to fight about amongst your friends, amongst your brus, about Man of Steel and all the different things we brought up. Thanks to Ben Goddard. Thanks to the lovely Sabrina Ramirez. Thanks to the very funny Brett Sheridan. And, of course, my brother from another mother, RB3 over there. Much love to him as well, and to the Meeting Up podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to all of that. Don't forget to watch or listen to Christian Harloff on that podcast that he did there with Bert Kreischer, Bertcast. Don't forget to go over there and drop a comment, drop a like. 300 comments is what he wants. Show him what the fan base of the Schmodown community, how powerful it can be. Follow me at The Road to Says. I got last night, Alex Damon, the Schmodown Star Wars champ, was my guest on the Outlaw Nation show. So go and watch that. Plus, they made a big announcement on a Star Wars show coming to Outlaw Nation. Go and watch that as well. All right, take care of yourselves. Be well. And don't forget, Ethan Irwin and me on Friday. So get your pay-per-view tickets for that, or sign up at the $10 Patreon as well. And of course, we got Deep 13 versus Final Exam as the undercard. So a lot coming down for you this week. And we'll talk to you next time tomorrow morning on another brand new episode of SEN Live. Take care.